Happy Halloween and trick or treat.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Welcome to the When We Cry podcast. My name is Poky, and I am joined by...
oh, it's me. Kia ora, I'm Horse, right?
Wait, say it again.
I was...
The 5 minutes, the 5 seconds of silence is really good.
Well, I was like,
realize we're not alphabetical.
Yeah.
well, because Horsefry is streaming, you're on top.
Yeah.
I was trying to do multiple screen records.
Horsefry is top dog today.
Well, somebody still has to introduce. Yeah, exactly.
It's alright, we can edit out the pause, it's fine.
We better not.
No, somebody's we're gonna leave it in.
That's true.
So who's the ghost?
So
we just cut all of this out.
We could restart if we really
I'm joined
wanted
by
to.
Horsefry.
Yes.
Hey, it's Aya.
It's Des. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Horsecam, and I'm on the case.
Oh, I didn't
Hello,
realize. Keep going. I didn't realize we were
You
doing.
didn't say a funny tagline.
Yeah, we were doing. Sorry, my bad.
It's a mushroom, your friendly neighborhood mushroom.
Cool. I'm Poky. It feels wrong if I don't say that.
Aha! Friendly neighborhood mushroom, ready to solve cases. Cool.
Yes. So today, to celebrate, I guess, the Rokenjima murders
Hell yeah.
of
Hell
October.
yeah. Hell yeah. Let's celebrate 9/11 as
Hell
well.
yeah.
October, surely. That's the month we're recording this in. October.
Yeah. Mushroom, what's your status again? It's like you celebrate your waifu's birthday. I celebrate the day a bunch of fictional rich people die. We're not the same.
Yeah, I actually had that tagline since last year. I really wish Des still kept Des's old tagline, which is the strings
what
cut.
was that?
Like every day there are like VN characters getting their strings cut, like say no to scissors or something. Like
Yeah, what the fuck was that? I vaguely remember that.
That's amazing.
yeah, it's like one of my favorite status you ever. Like you changed it, and I was like, no.
Yeah, what? I don't remember.
I think I remember
Hey.
that.
I should have made a tweet.
Sorry guys, I'm gonna be back in a sec. Burn sent my cat to vomit on the carpet to hold us up, so I'm just gonna be right back in 1 sec.
Aw. Screw you, Burn. We should do something about that.
Yeah, speaking of burn, today I
Yo.
prepared a little game
Hooray.
for all of you.
Oh my god.
It is a tale of murder and mystery, a tale of death and something else that starts with D. It is a tale of 19 people on the island of Rokenjima and the fate that befell them.
Phase 2?
Is this Higurashi?
Yes, it's Higurashi, of course. So I have written this tale and I've compiled it into a Renpai visual novel over the past week.
That is absolutely hilarious. The motherfucker really just made a meme
Yeah,
for this.
it was a struggle. And I wanted to shout out Ez Corey, who could not be here at this time slot.
Thank you,
but
Ez.
was nice enough to do a little bit of playtesting for me.
I also just want to say, Umineko, full
Yes.
Umineko spoilers. I don't know about Higurashi, but definitely Umineko.
Yes.
And I appreciate
Especially 7 and 8.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
editing your forgery into a visual novel mode is literally what Bern did, and that is hilarious.
Yeah. I took a lot of inspiration from my Miracle Gal.
I'm so excited. Should we do small talk before this? Before Horsecam comes back, or Horsefry,
No.
not Horsecam? Why do we have so many horses?
One of these days they're gonna overthrow us.
realize
I'm
this
telling
is
you.
a
Someone leave the barn door open.
What's with all the horsing around?
Wow, I just get back.
Yeah.
I just get back and Mushroom is questioning my existence.
It's a horse party.
We're just pulling all 8 of your collective legs.
Jeez. No, there's 2 horses. They
Yeah.
The horse.
Wow, are
Wait.
we a spider? Horse scam?
The-
Are we like
get
collect?
slept in
Are
the
we
air.
actually?
They-
Are we
they
actually
split you
like?
in half.
Is our creation
Spider,
method that we were a
spider over
but then,
2
like,
equals horse plus
got
horse.
separated. Yeah.
I mean, there is a horse.
Yeah.
Does,
Oh gosh,
Does it look
I
like a
need to
horse?
find the image.
Guys, can we start? I regret to inform that I have already lost 10%.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so I guess Horsefry will be sharing, and we'll go
Alright.
through the tale, and then I'll let you guys theorize and navigate as we wish.
True.
So I guess if I can start recording whenever. Yes.
Cool.
All right.
Yes.
Can everyone
do you
see?
wanna go through the rules
I
first?
can't.
yes.
All right. Rules.
Yeah.
Everything which is written in red is guaranteed to be true. I just did that so I could show it to non-Umineko people.
Fair enough.
Everything which is written in purple is true, with this exception. A culprit can
Yeah.
lie in their purple statements. The definition of culprit is one who murders. It is possible for a culprit to lie. It is possible for a culprit to lie even before committing murder. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. Characters who are not culprits may not cooperate with the culprit. A culprit must carry out all murders directly, by their own hands. A culprit must not die. A culprit must be among the characters appearing in the story. Outside of spoken statements, there are no lies in the narration. Knox's 10 and Van Dyne's 20 do not all necessarily apply. Only the rules directly mentioned in the story are relevant to deduction. I guarantee that it is possible to pinpoint the culprit with
Epic.
this information.
Okay.
All right.
Very exciting.
Oh my god.
The first Twilight.
How authentic. Oh, never
Yeah.
mind.
Wait, are we
Oh my god,
think we
yes.
should.
Horse
think we
scam,
should. Who
horse
wants to
scam, I
be that
nominate you, Butler.
We could do each character in
Okay,
order
I'll
of
be
appearance
Butler.
down the line.
Oh, that's funny. Yes.
Okay. That means horse fry. You're a battler.
I'm Battler? Okay. Alright.
I hope I get like nuts.
This is a funny way to do it.
Alright. Please tell us exactly what happened.
Oh my god, jackpot!
This morning,
I know you're
Yeah. Holy shit.
this morning, I walked from the guest house with Ava and Hideyoshi to the parlor where we found this bloody scene.
Oh my god. The identities of the...
This is the part you were born to play.
Okay, let me incarnate into Eva. Ah, I hate my family. Yeah, Nazi. Such girthy lips. The identities of the victims are clear. Rosa, Kraus, Genji, Goda, Kumasawa, and Natsuhi were all lying motionless on the floor in a pool of blood.
I was reprieved from Kinzo's study. I left his company to examine them, and I confirmed that they all died instantly. I don't believe anyone could make a mistake during a corpse examination, doctor or not.
In that case, let's go over the alibis for the time of the crime.
Ava and I have been together since leaving the mansion last night, when everyone at the family conference was alive and well.
I guess I'm Rudolph too. Kiri and I Kiri and I left at the same time as well, and we've been together ever since. We can vouch for each other's innocence.
I can also verify that Will has an alibi for last night, and neither of us could have killed any of them.
Oh my god, were they fucking?
Sorry.
Now that everyone... Oh. No worries. Now that everyone's here, I decide to examine the corpses, and I find a master key in Genji's pocket.
Oh, I'm Jessica. Hey, who gave you the right to mess with the crime scene?
I am the detective.
Fuck. What did being the detective have to do with anything?
Knox is 7th. It is forbidden for the detective to be the culprit.
Unfortunately for you, there's a problem with your claim. Van Dyne 9th. It is forbidden to have more than one detective. There is just one detective on this island, and it is me.
Ooh.
That's,
Wait, is this Mushroom?
I think it's Mushroom, yeah.
I think it's like...
What's
I think
this
it's
with
meshing.
I'm the detective nonsense?
Don't think about it too hard, you'll get a headache.
I perform my own examinations of the corpses, and I retrieved one of the master keys from Kumasawa's corpse, as well as the one master key from Goda.
Those 3 are the only master keys that exist, and there are no individual room keys. Don't lose them, you two.
Afterwards, they left the parlor. Erika used Genji's master key to lock the door from the outside, and then she sealed the door with duct tape so that anyone would be able to tell if it was later opened. The second twilight. After a while, Hideyoshi was found lying face down in one of the mansion's guest rooms. The floor was covered in blood.
There are some pretty clear alibis this time. The crime could not have been committed by Leon, Jessica, Maria, George, Nanjo, or myself.
Ooh, the 6 of us have been together ever since we left the parlor.
Oops. I checked
That
it.
ooh came out more like an ooh woo. I'm sad.
I checked Erika's seals, and they're still intact. None of the 6 found in the parlor could have gotten up again and killed Hideyoshi.
In other words, besides myself, the only ones who could have killed Hideyoshi were Eva, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, or Kinzo.
My mother would do anything would never do anything to harm my father or myself.
Without conclusive proof, the survivors found themselves wandering around the mansion. George stayed behind in the guest room to mourn the loss of his father, but his family would soon regret leaving him alone. He was later found lying motionless right next to Hideyoshi.
With George dead, that's 8 corpses found altogether.
It's getting serious, to say the least.
It wasn't. Since we didn't have alibis last time, I've stayed with Battler, Rudolph, and Kyrie ever since Hideyoshi was found.
Immediately after we found George, I checked the entrance to the parlor, and it's still sealed with duct tape.
Oh, is this you, Mushroom?
Wait, I'm not Anjo.
Wait, who? Was it me?
Oh yeah, right. I am.
Nanjo?
I was not joking. In that case, unless the culprit was Eva or Kenzo, Hideyoshi and George were killed by 2 different people.
Speaking of, where is Aunt Eva? I haven't seen her since we found George.
Nobody spoke up to say that they had seen her. Ava had gone missing.
Oh.
The disappearance of Eva
The
Ushida.
4th and 5th twilights.
We split up to find Ava, but no one.
I'm loving the pacing.
Thank you.
But nobody seemed to find her.
Ryui Kishi could have never.
Ryukishi would have had to put 6 soliloquies in here by now.
Yeah, and they examined 2 different concepts about what.
Yeah.
Well, this is
then
an
they go-
abridged version.
Just like people are
We'd
dying.
have to have
Some
a
food
meta
metaphors.
thing.
People are
Yeah, and there
dying
would have been,
left and
like,
right, but it still has time to be like, in other words, all of these people needed money right now.
Yes.
We also need to learn how to turn the chessboard around, do this really weird conversation,
Oh,
despite
shit.
everyone being
I
murdered.
actually meant to put a line in
pay
here
for
about turning
the
this
medical
chessboard around,
bills.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Just put it in
Yeah.
wherever you feel.
Well,
It's
we
it's
split up
text.
to find Eva, but no one seemed to find her. We decided to check Granddad's study, but it was locked.
Just by the presence of this key, this door is trivial for
You are
Furude
already
Shrine.
inside.
Beyond the door, which they unlocked using Genji's master key, they found Kinzo and Ava lying in the center of the room.
Yo!
Grandfather, he's dead.
There can be no mistake. Eva is dead as well.
You two say it too vaguely. As the detective, I confirm that there are exactly 2 corpses in this room belonging to Ava and Kinzo.
I saw Kenzo alive and well just this morning. I was with him right before being called to the first crime scene.
Unless opened from the inside, Dad's door can only be opened by someone using a master key.
Will and Erica produced the 3 master keys from their pockets, having held onto them ever since they were retrieved from the corpses.
I suspect Kinzo would not have willingly opened the door for anybody.
Therefore, there is the so-called detectives who are under suspicion this time. Only someone with the master key could have either killed them or opened the door for someone else to. So be it. It was already obvious that between Erica and myself, one is the detective and one is the culprit.
Listen to what my little gray cells are telling me. Battler and I could not have killed these two or
as
George.
It was, Erica has been glued to my side ever since Higurashi was found.
Similarly, after George was found, Will and I stuck together during our search for Eva.
The 6th and 7th Twilights. The group decided to move from the mansion to the guest house, but they couldn't escape the tragedies. Eventually, Rudolph and Nanjo were found in an upstairs bedroom.
Battler, Jessica, and I examined the corpse of my husband together and confirmed his death.
Dad's dead. All 3 of us agreed.
Leon and I looked at Dr. Nanjo's corpse together, confirming
Dude,
his death
Jessica
as
has no wine.
Sounds about right. That's right. There's no way we could have made a mistake about that.
There we go. Ever since George was found, Leon and I have made sure to stay with Maria and Butter at all times.
Us cousins all have an alibi during the time in which Dad and Dr. Nanjo were killed.
Does that mean it was Erica, Will, or Aunt Kyrie?
No, it doesn't. This evidence I've found proves that the killer came from the outside of the guest house and left after killing them. Good eye. The killer could not have been anyone who is here inside the guest house.
In other words, Nanjo and Rudolph could not have been killed by Will, Leon, Jessica, Battler, Maria, Kyrie, or myself.
The 8th Twilight. Leon laid motionless in the chapel. The others had followed a trail of blood out of the guest house, leading them here.
Who did it? Who killed Leon?
No living person was present in the chapel except for the 6 of them. Erica, Will, Battler, Jessica, Maria, and Kyrie.
Maybe this time the truth has finally come to light. Battler, Jessica, Maria, Erica, and I were together, and none of us could have killed Leon. Do you admit your guilt, Will?
Nobody in this room except for Will had an opportunity to kill Leon.
That may be true, but regardless, I did not kill Leon.
Wait, the victim wasn't just anyone, you know? There's no way that Will would ever kill Leon. They were too important to each other. And now I'm the eldest sibling again. Fuck!
I agree. Leon is someone that Will would never kill, no matter the circumstances. Please, Kyrie, take back your accusation.
It was just one possible interpretation of the facts. Regardless, I have enough of these two who parades around acting like detectives. What if there's no detective?
Van
Dyne 6. It's forbidden to have a crime without a detective.
He didn't say it in red.
Nobody except the 2 of us can be the detective. So don't try to claim it's you either.
Shut up!
Kyrie.
I don't care who it is. If you're the detective, then solve it already. Who killed them? Can you even do that?
Naturally. Just by the presence of these clues.
The culprit must be.
Erica and Will simultaneously shot their index fingers forward, indicating their conclusions. They weren't pointing at the same person, and each accused a single suspect.
You are the culprit!
The culprit!
At that moment, everyone in the chapel who had committed murder found themselves being pointed at by either Erica or Will.
Oh.
Oh.
What? How is that? Did they just extend their hand and each finger was pointing at one person? What the fuck? How does that? Do the fingers have AoE?
I I
Like-
think it means of the people in the chapel, they pointed at 2 people, which could be the other one.
Yeah.
And
so one or both of them is
everyone
the
who was
final
pointed
culprit.
at has committed murder. And then there has to be another
So
one
there's-
out there somewhere, I think.
This is a pretty impressive finger pointing
Ah.
trigger.
It is.
Thank you. I'm
This
proud
is
of this
super
one.
cool.
So at least 2 people.
And yeah, not to derail this the pace, but like remember that in Burns' game, all of the white is essentially in the red as well.
Yes.
The only
Yeah,
lies
yes.
can be in the purple.
Of course, of course. I did a whole write-up on reddit.com of how do you solve
All right.
DP.
It might have just been me who forgot the rules yesterday. All right.
And with that, the curtains close on this tale for now. Now there's
Okay.
no one.
So did
Should we go from the first Twilight and just
Let's-
kinda go it all? Or you want to talk about Leva?
I think there is a section to get colored text by character. We know Leon's dead for sure
Mhm.
because it was stated in white. Because it said there were no living people in this chapel except for there were only 6 living people in the chapel. And Leon
Unless
was
they're
dead.
logging a dead body around.
I have a question. Did Nanjo die? I don't remember.
Nanjo did
Well-
not die, right?
How?
Nanjo was in.
Nanjo died.
Yeah, that was 6th and 7th. Oh my gosh.
How? Wait.
I've
Chotto
Najo
mate.
died. I have. By the way, I have said and written the 5th, 6th, 7th so much that the words mean nothing to me anymore. It sounds like gobbledygook.
How the fuck did Nanjo die if he lied? Because only the culprits can lie. He says he saw Kinzo. Kinzo is dead. We know this.
Is he dead in the context of this?
This is like Leon's here, right? So if Leon's here, Kenzo's alive.
Is it?
Like in the canon of Umineko, it could also just be like, for the purpose of the game.
I mean, the purpose for the game, Kingzo could totally be alive. Like,
Yeah.
He could be.
Okay. Wait, then where the fuck is Kinzo?
He was in the
I
study.
mean, he's dead.
Ah, yeah, he's dead.
He was in the. He died. He died next to Ava, didn't he? Like in the study.
True. Yeah.
It doesn't technically say that he was killed, I don't think. He could have just been sitting there dead, but I
Yeah.
assume he is. It is safe to assume he is a character, since Will and Leon are also here.
Fuck. I remember when I did this parent game, I just sat there for a whole afternoon drawing, drawing schemes and like displaying what everyone said and like just trying to figure this shit out. And now you expect me to do this on call with no paper whatsoever.
Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We'll do this. Okay, so one thing I was, do we want to, instead of reading the specific people's text first, do we want to just comb through the whole thing and make sure we know who actually is dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to start with the first Twilight and just go with, like, and just kind of go over
Yeah.
what happened, and
Sounds
any
very good.
contradictions we see, and information that people are presenting. And for now, assuming all information is correct until
Yeah.
there's a conflict.
The other thing I did want to know, I think at a certain point, Erica does says as a detective in white, and then she says a line about something else in purple, and I was like, that's very odd, and we'll get to that when we see it again, and we'll see if it actually works.
That's I remember them saying that there's a detective is set in purple.
At different points.
No, I guess the white at the end confirms that is effectively in red, right? Because the white at the end is that they each point at someone. They could have pointed at each other.
They could have pointed at each other. Technically,
We don't know who the detective is. There's a lot of conflicting information who the detective is. It's either Will or Erica or somebody else, but most likely Will or Erica.
I was going to make the point that maybe there isn't a detective because we we don't have it in red. But
Here's
there
the
is
thing.
definitely a detective.
Will said that either Erica or him were the detective, and of them, one of them is a culprit. Which the only way that's not the case is if Will is the culprit.
And he's lying.
Which
Right.
means
Which would be a
that
logic
it
error.
still doesn't deconfirm the thing.
Yeah. Anyway, let's start.
This morning, so the morning Eva and Hideyoshi went to the parlor. It was discovered by Eva and
Okay,
Hideyoshi.
I want to say
or
this has to be true because Eva dies, and if this wasn't true, she would contest it because she is there. Eva.
Is that true? I don't think there's any rule that says a culprit can't have an accomplice who may not commit murder and may not lie.
No,
but they
it
can still
says in the
cooperate.
rules. It says in the
Yes.
rules that
No,
if
they can-
the culprit needs to
cannot-
kill.
There can be no
The
accomplices unless
accomplice, yeah.
they are committing murder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, can you confirm that is a correct reading of the rules? Because that's the way in Burns' game.
You go main menu and then rules if you want.
More this one. Characters who
Well-
are not culprits may not cooperate with a culprit.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Does that? I
Um,
mean, does that include though, Eva not contesting something set in purple by someone if she
No.
knows that that person's lying? Like maybe.
No,
maybe,
but that's
maybe-
just why. That's
I
just
think
like
assisting
general.
the culprit means covering for them or faking an alibi.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I mean, this is
I
just
guess
like
so.
trusting the story. Like it wouldn't make sense for a character to say, "Oh, I was in this room with this person," and then the person who is hearing this not going like, "No, that's not true. I wasn't there with you."
Unless Eva and Hideyoshi were like smuggling gold from the gold room, and like they're like, "Oh, Erica's covering for us. I wonder why that is." Let's just not.
Well,
Ah.
then in this case, then Eva and Hideyoshi has to commit a murder. Like nobody, like
Yeah.
realistically speaking, to strip this like rules by its clearest is nobody can lie. Like you can only lie when you have done a murder, is what they say.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
assume everything is true until it is challenged by another purple state.
Yeah, I'm also glad that
Yes.
Natsuhi is not in this story because then I could be like, well, Natsuhi definitely killed a baby, so she could definitely lie. Like she killed
Yeah.
a baby and she killed a servant. Like she killed a servant for sure. So, but anyway, let's continue back to the first Twilight.
We're still gonna mention it.
Nanjo confirms they all died instantly, which confirms they're all dead if he can be trusted.
Well, if he's dead, then if Nanjo is dead later on, then we can confirm Nanjo's 100% dead. Then that statement is to be trustworthy. Okay, so Nanjo confirmed death. If Nanjo died for sure, then we'll know this is to be true.
He says he was with
Yeah.
Kenzo before the bodies were.
Yeah, he does later on. Everyone at the family conference was alive and well. So does that confirm Kenzo?
Sure. I mean,
We can't assume he's dead.
yeah, I think
I think it's safer
assume
to
that
assume
he's alive. Yeah, I think it's
I
easier
think
probably
so.
to assume every single person that is mentioned in the story is actually alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because it would be really unfair to just pull a. Well, Kinzo was actually in the study and not attending the family conference, so he can be that.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
a cheap trick,
realistically speaking, in this version, it doesn't even have Shannon and Canon, so that also takes away a bunch of other problems.
Also, the fact that Will is here.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Will and Erica's here.
Erica? Okay, sure. Will. One of these people might be more real than the other.
Okay. Rudolph and
So far.
Yeah, I want to know the backstory for Will being in Rock'n'Jama.
It gets invited.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Yeah.
Leon's like, it's my
What
family.
was he invited to do?
You know, it's like, oh yeah, my family's having a big thing.
Rudolph and Kyrie were together, so that's the couple. Yeah, the couples are mostly together.
I don't want to interject too much, but like hearing like, okay, so far the couples are, but there's no other couples, and then can you just
Oh,
click
right.
real quick?
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's a
mean, this
couple.
is the couple. That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you're taking your partner to like the worst time, like, you know, your family reunion, because, you know, you gotta show your partner to the family reunion, and, you know,
This is the worst time to introduce your boyfriend to your father. It's the worst time ever.
Or is it the best time though? Because they're distracted with the family conference. They're not gonna be.
They're distracted with the murder.
Yes.
okay.
Sorry, this might be out
Okay.
of order, but like, you remember how at the end the thing was both Will and Erica point at somebody, and that person, like, nobody who wasn't pointed at committed any murders.
No, it was the people who committed. The people who were pointed out are the only people in the building to have committed murders.
Right.
I can double check that when we get back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also likely they could be pointing at two people, like two separate different people.
No, that's confirmed.
So-
they are pointing at two
Yeah,
separate
you can
people.
either.
Yes. They're each pointing at one
And I
person,
think-
which can technically be Will and Erica. But, well, I don't think it can be Will and Erica if they're
Well,
the
no,
only
I think-
killers, because
Okay, well,
Erica couldn't have killed Leon. Oh, but wait.
could you point
I
at a
don't
corpse
believe it.
class? Just kidding. Like, you know, if the corpse is not actually dead.
I mean, a corpse can't have...
There's only one corpse in the chapel.
and it's
They're in
Leon's
the
corpse.
Chapel, then, right? There's only.
Just, they aren't hauling
Yes,
a body around
They aren't hauling a
to
body.
use as a...
Yeah, no
I
wheelbarrow
want to
body.
double check. If you kill yourself, are you counted as a culprit? Because a culprit can't die. I just want to nip that one in the bud. Ava couldn't have gotten into the study somehow and killed herself.
No, culprit must not die, so she couldn't. You can't kill yourself. You can pretend to kill
yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
You can't.
Let's get this T amp. I got my T a minute ago.
Okay, could I see the next one?
Wait, does faking your death count as cooperating with the culprit? What if they point a gun at you and say, "Fake your death, or I'll actually kill you"?
I think that counts as
Forgot
cooperating.
Nox isn't here.
But I also think then you'll have to actually commit another murder. Like, if you're cooperating in this universe, you have also committed a murder, and you're just a culprit now.
Yeah, but like faking your death because you're afraid of dying isn't cooperating. I guess it's cooperating. Yeah. Okay.
Like cooperate or die.
Yeah.
Okay, Erica.
So that's right. Erica says Genji has a master key, but that might not be true. And then Will says,
Yes.
"I don't trust you," but also, by the way, Goda had a master key, and Kumasawa, I think.
The white text does confirm it was Genji's master key later in that section.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's something that needs to be doubted. I think the master keys belong to who they say they do.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, keep.
So there are master keys, and what is needed for the fourth
Oh,
Twilight?
I mean, it could mean that Erica already.
No, the
it could,
third
if Erica's
Twilight.
lying, it could mean she already had the key, and she pretended to find it. But she could have used it for this murder.
So the first Twilight's not a locked room.
No.
The
No,
first Twilight
it's
is
not, is
just
it?
they killed some people and left.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
True.
Let's.
The second is a locked room, and the third, I think, the third
Okay,
and fourth.
let's
is
keep
definitely-
cooking. We actually need to see more than this. I just have to say, I think Will is more suspicious than Erica.
I don't think Will would out his accomplice because Will pointed at a killer, and who Will pointed out is a killer.
Oh my god, this whole pointing shenanigan is so well thought.
Erica never says that one of them has to be
That-
the killer.
That means Erica either is for sure not the culprit or for sure is, because she's lying about the being. If she's telling the truth, she's a detective. She's telling the. Well, I guess that means nothing. I just said essentially what the purple truth means, because if that statement was true.
I've been trying to say this for a
But-
while, but Poky, the whole idea for the pointing thing at the end was genius because it's such an interesting point of contention. Because like we keep going back to it. Congratulations, Poky. It's an amazing thing.
It's great. I mean, also okay. This is my second thought, which is I'm not sure if it's going to be true. I think Will is suspicious, and I also don't think Will would out his accomplice. This is more for talking out of love than anything else. But I do think there is possibility there's two sets of people doing murder, which also could be true, which would be really funny.
Isn't that a part of Rosetta?
I think we could take Erika and Will as being like non-killers because for that reason they wouldn't out their accomplices. So can we just assume that everything they say is true?
If Will isn't a killer, then if Will isn't a killer, Erica must be, because Will has a purple statement that says one of us is a culprit.
Right.
Ah.
So one of them has to be.
So I think there is a weird situation where they might not be accomplices.
There might just be
There
two
might
killers.
just be two
God.
killers. But they also might have been like, you killed Leon, I'm outing you.
Well, okay.
I'm getting revenge.
We'll continue.
Ah.
Let's see what this goes.
I would say I really like the pointing thing at the end, because like my first thought whenever these purple games come up is like, check that like it's not possible for everyone to be a culprit. That like once you get to halfway, because then after that point everything that happens, but like that confirms like there's still innocent people alive at the end. That makes
I think it's super satisfying to be able to like unravel like the purple statements backwards and like find someone who's dead,
Yeah.
and then find who they clear, and then find what they say and reason from there.
Yeah, that's basically how it's the best way to solve the original purple like Burns game.
It's kind of like
we have to
Sudoku.
actually read more. We're literally still on the first Twilight.
Yeah, okay. Spreading had more than one detective. There is one detective on the island.
Yeah, no, this is what I mean. Like, Will has to be like, Will is super suspicious of my eyes.
Okay, so if Erica says she's the detective in purple, and Will says he's the detective in purple, and it's guaranteed there's no more than one, then one of them's lying, right? Either Will or Erica has killed someone.
Yes.
Yeah, one of them has to be lying. And the problem is that later on, there's a statement where they say, as a detective, we're like, Erica says, and it's in white that Erica says.
Yes,
and I,
but
think
the
about
spoken
that.
statements can be lies if they're in white. It's just the narration that can't be.
It's just the narration that can't be. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So if Erica said Will killed them all in white, that doesn't mean anything.
It's free game. You just get to say that.
Valor can be like, it was me, I did it, and then say in purple, I don't know who could have done it.
He's such a dummy like that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, doesn't that make every spoken statement a purple statement?
Uh,
Because the only
I think it's saying the purple can't be used to lie if it is if they're not an accomplice or a culprit.
I believe
so. People can lie. People can lie in white, even if they're not an accomplice or a. I mean, they're both. You're both. You're accomplice and a culprit. If you're an accomplice.
I believe that in the original Burns
yes.
game, the whole you can only lie if you are a culprit thing wasn't tied to the purple statements. The purple statements was just a way to compile the important sentences so that you wouldn't have to read everything again. So in essence, yeah, white and purple are the same because the characteristic of being able to lie or not is tied to the character and not to the color of the text. The purple it was just a convenience bonus.
Yeah, I never thought about it before. That like,
if I remember
white
correctly,
statements,
obviously, I may be misremembering.
Yeah, maybe it's just. I guess it's like Burns' way of pointing out which statements can be lies, and just maybe assume. Well, no, I don't know. Okay, never mind. Let's carry on.
So, if Will is a killer, then he could give one of the master keys to someone else and have them commit a murder.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Will's looking very sus to me.
That's what I mean. Will was really sus.
I hate being on Team Erica. I hate it.
And by extension, Leon. And if Leon's sus, then there's more than three. There could be more than 3 keys.
I don't believe Leon can be.
Well, the problem is that if Leon is sus, Leon can't die in the last room. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Leon,
and Leon dies in the narration.
Does it? Oh, okay.
Well, we'll see it when we get there.
I'm pretty sure it said there are no more than 6 living people in the chapel.
Okay.
Unless you're hauling a dead body.
Right. Even then, there's no more than 6.
That's true.
I'm really sorry for editor because it's just I'm flipping paper because I just keep writing.
But what if
just writing?
I hope
I'm also
me picking up my
aggressively
key
writing.
isn't picking up on Audacity.
Okay, so the 3 only master keys.
there's
no
a limited
individual
number
key,
of
don't
people
lose
who
them.
can be
Okay.
alive inside the building at the end, but they can be there can be an alive person outside the building.
Yeah, they could be standing at the doorway, and they wouldn't be.
Yeah, Will and
that's a
Erica
bit-
can point to 2 people outside the building.
Wait.
Theoretically, they can point in the direction of a corpse in another building.
Okay.
They can point towards like.
But the corpse can't kill anyone.
Well, the corpse might be alive. That's my whole point.
They can point in the direction of where the corpse was.
I'm pointing lasers in it's gonna be in the guest house.
No, you could just be pointing at another person who is also a culprit, not necessarily to the walking corpse outside.
The detectives could be pointing at each other, and one of them's definitely a culprit because we know that. But then, like, standing outside is like Kinzo with like a 6-shot revolver, and he's gonna like kill everyone else.
Leon. Okay. Okay. So Erika uses Genji's master key to lock the outside. Oh, this is very interesting because this confirms that Erika has Genji's master key, and the fact that like Leon was able to say the line of "I have Kumasawa's Goda," that could also mean that like he could just give it away or just not have it as well. You could also lie about not having a key, I guess. I don't know why that would be useful.
I have reason to suspect that's not the case, though.
We'll see, yeah.
Sealing the power was completely inconsequential.
Yeah. From here on out, like the duct tape seals are verified by purple, I think. So we just need to watch out for that.
Yes.
Because like,
I remember Jessica verifies one of them.
yeah. So if the
We'll
first
see.
if the first person who verifies it is lying, then that implicates the second person. But if they're not lying, then the second person could still be lying, or they could all be telling the truth about the seals.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
That
I think
the
it was
first time.
Battler and Jessica verify them, but I could be wrong.
Second Twilight.
Okay, so it doesn't say he's dead, but it says he's lying face down and covered in blood.
Yeah, this is masterful Ryukishi writing right here.
Thank you.
Will's out here rattling a bunch of people's names off that he thinks.
That's like half the people left. So those 6, confirmed by Maria, have been together since they left the parlor. I don't think Maria's a killer, but she could be.
She killed them with kindness.
She kills them with a woos. Woo woo.
Erika turns that around and says the only possible culprits for this one, for the second Twilight, are herself, Eva, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, or Kinzo.
Is that how you write intact?
That's how I write intact. Could be wrong.
It's I think it's usually one word, but
Goddamn.
you know, like
Yo, on the second Twilight, split the two who are close. You did it on purpose.
Never mind.
I had a stroke writing this. I had a stroke in my notes. I put Erika says the only possible culprits are Ava, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, Kinzo, or herself. And I'm like, that looks a little long, doesn't it?
It's the chorus.
so Battler checks the seal.
Erika's seals are untouched.
Erika says, in other words, besides herself, only ones who could have killed Hideyoshi were Ava, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, or Kinzo. That's interesting, because that's not what that means.
That is basically backing up Will's.
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah. Why is she doing that?
That is backing up Will's because that's the inverse.
Yes.
That's the inverse
It is, isn't
of
it?
what Will said. Because Will says that. So that means that's weird because they can't both be right unless they're both
Well,
killers.
they could both be right.
Because they can both be right. They can't both
yes,
be
they
wrong.
can't both be
Yeah.
wrong. So
So-
this statement has to be right.
But according to the last Twilight, they both declare that they're a detective, but there can only
Yeah,
be one,
Oh,
meaning one of them is
okay.
wrong.
No.
Yes, but the thing is
They aren't necessarily lying. They just
Oh wait,
have
no,
the
the
ability.
culprit.
that's what I
oh wait,
meant.
the culprit can lie. All
they're
right,
not always lying.
I meant I would say, yeah, I was thinking culprit
Yeah, so-
always lies. So
One
technically,
of us always lies. One of us always tells the truth.
One of us lies, the other tells.
So I think this means that this statement has to be true because they can't be both wrong because both Erika and Will cannot both be lying at this moment.
If they're both lying, someone else could be the detective, which means they
Yeah.
can both be the culprit and Kyrie can be the detective or something.
Well, they actually go
Yeah.
on to talk about this in the end, so we'll get there when we see it, I guess.
Right.
Question, Poky, can you clarify something? If someone says in purple that someone, like I'm looking at Nanjo's here, like, in that case, unless the culprit was Eva or Kinzo, Hideyoshi and George were killed by 2 different people. That is Nanjo saying in purple both of them are dead, right? I can read it that way?
Can we get that truth up?
Sorry,
I can-
I was writing
forward.
notes.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's in the second half of the Twilight.
Not. Nanjo says that in that case, the culprit. I used a lot of in that case. I
Yeah.
say that I only
Okay,
used
yeah,
2.
in that case. Okay, what is said before that? Immediately after we found George, check the entrance to the parlor and it's still sealed with duct tape. In that case, unless the culprit was Eva or Kinzo, Hideyoshi and George were killed by 2 different people. So, is that a purple statement from someone saying Hideyoshi and George are dead? Or is that saying, if that was the case, they would have to be killed by 2 different people? How pedantic is it?
I guess I would say, here, why don't you open up the rules real quick?
Yeah, everything which is written in purple is true, with this exception: a culprit can lie in their purple statements. Characters who are not culprits only speak the truth. Outside of spoken statements, there are no lies in the narration. That doesn't clarify, and I think that's okay.
I think that's okay. I think we should...
Yeah, I think it's okay to err on the side of like, open interpretation.
Let's say that for now, I say.
Yeah, to be like, oh, well, he says that, but that is saying if they were killed, they'd have to be killed by 2 different people, rather than saying Nanjo says they're dead.
Yes.
Nanjo says dead rights.
Okay, let's continue. I think George has not said enough to be actually the murderer, so...
Yeah, it's in my reasoning with Maria, where Maria has, like, maybe another line after this.
Maybe that's the trick.
Yeah.
That would be the ultimate move. It'd be like, they didn't say anything at the beginning, so we can't figure it out.
Well, I mean, if you think about episode 8, and if you think about Bernkastel's game, and who the culprits of that were...
Yeah. If George actually dies, it means Eva couldn't have... If we assume George actually is dead, that means Eva can't be the culprit of either Hideyoshi or George's death. And it means that 2 different people did the death. Is this a locked room? I need to confirm.
I think they will talk about this in a little bit.
So George, oh, that's right. George stays behind. I'm suspicious. I'm suspicious of George more and more.
Crack theory number 1. George stays behind with fake dead Hideyoshi.
Yeah.
And then real kills Hideyoshi.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know if they fucking lock the door, or like where, like did they just leave?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it doesn't even matter.
There aren't many.
There aren't
It's
many
not
locked
clear
doors.
if the door is locked when they get here.
Am I right in saying this doesn't count as confirming that there's 8 dead people, right? Yeah.
Why not?
Well, he can't lie, right? But it doesn't. No, that's right. It's red, right? It's equivalent to red unless it's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Well, if we're sure that Rudolph dies for sure later, then this is basically red. That says there's 8 corpses.
There's a bunch of people that confirm Rudolph. I don't know if I trust any of them. I don't think I trust any of them 100%, but we'll see.
A culprit can lie in their purple statement.
So a purple... Does that mean a culprit can't lie in their... No, everyone can lie in white. Culprits can't lie in purple. That's how that goes.
Everything which is written in purple is true. That's like red.
I like my notes because I just put George stays in the guest room and just lays down. Because it doesn't confirm he's dead.
He slathers himself in ketchup and lays down face first.
He lays down. He's so sleepy.
He's so,
I just love ketchup so much.
he's so sleepy, eepies.
Jeez.
He's a eepers boy.
I love Kyrie saying it's getting serious, to say the least. Now that like half of us are dead.
Yeah.
That's indeed a Clue reference.
So,
Oh yeah.
God, I love
that?
Clue. Okay, should we continue with the looking at the
I haven't
second
watched
Twilight?
it.
I think that's we're at the end of it, right?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
roughly.
George found all 8. So Rudolph says there's 8 corpses supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got that number down.
I don't know if that counts as confirming that George and Hideyoshi are dead, but I'll hold on to it for now.
It doesn't. Well, I mean, they don't know that George hasn't died yet. Right?
He's dead.
George dead. Wait. I have a question. Am I stupid, or isn't? Oh, it's George and Hideyoshi are the second Twilight.
Yes.
Yeah.
They just got killed at individual times. That's so funny.
Yes,
Okay.
it's very strange, but
They're
good.
same room, but different.
6 + 1 + 1. Thank you. I'm writing this down right now.
Okay, but
There's also a purple statement that says they might have to have 2 different killers if we believe Nanjo.
No, I too believe it's two different killers, at least.
What if Kinzo's dead? What if Kinzo's already dead? Somebody killed him around the time of the first Twilight.
I don't believe Kinzo's already dead.
I 100% believe Kinzo is alive at the start. He could be dead already.
What if he was killed around the time of the first Twilight? So that by this time, there are 8 corpses, and Rudolph doesn't know, but actually he's correct, but only correct because 2 other people are dead already.
Yes, that is technically how it
Nanjo
works.
was with Kinzo. Danjo just said he was...
Nanjo was with Kinzo before the start.
before going down to go find the bodies.
Hang on, who's spoken already? Hang on, Maria confirms Leon, Jessica, Maria, Nanjo have all been together.
A lot of the first one is confirming that, like, the killer is 3 well, not technically 2 statements, but 3-ish. You can count Maria's statement as backing up Will's statement. That confirms that it can't be Will, Leon, Jessica, Maria, George, Danjo, and himself. At least for
but like,
at least for Hideyoshi's murder.
I guess we just keep an eye on who actually speaks here, because maybe not everyone's here. Maybe Nanjo's like staking Kinzo's corpse right now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's getting serious.
It's getting serious, to say the least. Okay, yeah, let's continue. So funny.
Thanks, Kyrie.
We don't have alibis last time.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to make a break so I can at least do alibis for George's, because it's a different alibi.
I wish I had paper. This would be so much better with paper.
I've been taking my own notes.
Yeah, I've been doing it in, like, Word.
I've been writing it on my Procreate file.
For the first half of the second Twilight, it has to be between Ava, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, or Kinzo. And Erica later says for the George kill that she stayed with Battler, Rudolph, and Kyrie. Which means if we trust Erica, no one backs up her alibi. No one backs up her statement. She says that she was with the Battler family, which means if she's to be trusted, only Ava and Kinzo are available to kill George. And if Ava does in fact kill George, that means she can't have killed George.
Ava can't
because
kill George.
George says Ava can't kill me.
Yeah. And if George is dead, then his line is true.
And
which means that
I personally, I have reason to 100% believe Kinzo didn't do it. So
Okay.
So I don't believe Erica.
It doesn't back up the previous statement, because Battler says it's sealed during Hideyoshi's killing, but Jessica says it's sealed when George, which actually by that thing it should still have been sealed. She kind of backs up Battler because it still would have likely been sealed.
Yeah, Battler couldn't have resealed it. So well, no, wait, Erica could reseal it, right?
The seal
Could Erica?
So wait a minute.
Could Erica reseal it? Because it's her signature.
I'm wrong about what I said a second ago, by the way.
I think
what did you...
sealing.
Because I didn't count anyone that wasn't already guilty for the first one. So there's many more people, so I don't immediately distrust it.
There's not much alibis, at least backed up alibis for the first one, because the first one, the couples were together.
I think I found...
What's your loophole?
Because Erica's seals are only elevated to Red Truth because she's the detective in EP. No, wait. Am I...
Okay, but it says in purple that they weren't broken, so no one could have left the room.
Maybe I'm thinking wrong, but because she's not the... No, but that would go against the heart of the story. Never mind.
Well,
they use the seals in Burns' game, too, and they're not elevated explicitly there.
Okay.
So... Because they're like, we sealed up the entire mansion. And they're like, how did you do that? How did you do that?
I just
and then
did.
they're like, all the windows have steel bars on them.
Steel bars!
Just like Danganronpa.
Battler was like, Red Truth can't melt steel bars. They couldn't have gotten that.
Wow, so topical right after... the only 4 days after.
Sorry.
I think by authority of intent... I don't think Erika would be the culprit because that's overplayed. I think it would be... Kiria should be the detective because everyone wants to be Kiria to be a detective and have a pivotal role in a story. As a fandom, we all do. And Will and Leon, I don't know how it goes on the fanfic side of things, but on my small Umineko bubble, which is already small by itself, people are starved for Will and Leon content. Well, aside from artwork, but anyway, for those reasons, for authorial intent, I want to say Will and Leon should be the culprits.
Well, we'll have to see if Leon actually lives by the end of this.
Yeah. Poky, can I get confirmation on my math? I'm pretty sure. The characters that appear in like the text by characters section are all the characters that appear other than Kinzo and the first Twilight victims, right?
Yeah, because there's
Because Kinzo doesn't have a line.
Then, yeah, Kinzo doesn't have a line. The 6 from the first Twilight don't have a line.
And so the other 12 are here. Okay. Because I'm using that to keep track of who's still alive and who can, like...
So there's 18 people?
There are 19 people.
Poky says 19 people.
19 people.
19 people, truther.
19 people, truther.
Will was just sitting in a library
Despite
somewhere.
that Shannon and Cannon are not here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, that's why we have new
Leon's
people
here.
here. Okay, so duct tape is sealed. So supposedly that means the first 6 people couldn't have done George's murder.
Well, they couldn't. They don't have lines, so according to at least Nox's, they have to be a presence in the story. I don't know if the rules that are given to us specifically state.
Yes.
Yeah, so if Will is safe, then Jessica's safe.
Okay, I think we need to look at it from we need to pick someone to trust and then see if that holds up later.
Yeah, we could. Let's trust Nanjo. Just kidding.
Nanjo, my man!
I do trust Nanjo.
He just looks trustworthy.
He does look
Did you
pretty
read
trustworthy,
Umineko?
but I have reason to trust him. If we think
Yeah, Ava did it.
If we think Erica is telling the truth about being with the Battler family, then that leaves for the second half of the second Twilight, it could have been Leon, Will, Jessica, Maria, or Ava. Or George. Or Hideyoshi. Who killed George or Hideyoshi.
What if they just pointed at each other and died?
That's possible. That's entirely possible.
So they haven't seen Ava. So Ava's not in the room when they
Sus.
find this body.
Right.
I will give you 1 second. I want to finish this.
Well, in that case, if everyone is in this room and Eva isn't, and the next time she is seen, she is dead, then that means the only one who could have killed her was either Kinzo or one of the corpses.
Was Ava
Or she's
present
not.
during the first half of the Twilight?
Yeah.
Okay.
She only had one line, and it was saying, "How dare you," to Erica, including her in the suspects.
Poky, I want you to know that I opened the game and then got blasted by overwhelming music and then couldn't hear anybody say anything for like 2 minutes.
I just like Love Examination a lot, okay?
Love examination is good.
Okay, Eren.
Beyond the door, which they unlocked using Genji's master key, which is the one that Erica has. So that checks out.
So Erica opened it.
Imagine if it said Goda's master key, and we're all just like, "What?"
What a twist.
They found.
I'm just gonna put Erica opened it, even though that's
What if it was the magical Goda chef?
Whoops.
magical stinky.
Okay. So Leon immediately confirms these dead.
Yes, and I'm 100% in on Leon truthers. I'm pretty sure she dies in the end. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed in
Okay,
White.
so Leon says Kenzo is dead, but Will says Ava is dead.
As well,
Yes, if-
which means that he's confirming both deaths.
Yes. If Will is the culprit, Ava is a possible secondary culprit, but there would have to be a third in the chapel, which is possible. Because if it's Ava, she doesn't have an alibi for either the second Twilight. Oh wait, no, it can't be Ava for the second Twilight.
Yeah. Ava can't. It cannot be the second. Yes.
So there would have to be. It would have to be Ava, and she didn't do anything for the one where it'd be more convenient for it to be her. And there are 2 other people who killed.
Who killed George and Hiroshi.
Yes.
Erica backs up the corpses thing. So that means 3 people are confirming that there are 2 dead bodies in this room.
Yes.
Though
Unless they're logging
If-
corpses around class. Just kidding.
though Leon only confirms Kinzo,
I
so
know.
Ava only has two confirmations. But since Erica and Will are backing up that both of them are dead, they're very likely dead because they can't both be wrong.
Likely.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Erica and Will are both individually murderers, and they have no coordination between each other. Like,
Wait,
and
that
their
would
accomplices are Kinzo and Ava.
That actually would make a lot of sense. That's why they point at each other at the end. They don't mind outing
They
each other
could,
as the
and
killers.
Kinzo and Ava wouldn't be. No, wait, Kinzo's definitely dead.
King's
So,
Okay.
I'll say Kinzo is dead. Ava is likely dead
yes.
because she only has Will and Erica backing
Yeah.
her up. Leon also only backs
No,
up
Eric-
Kinzo.
Well, Erica also
So-
says that Eva is dead.
But Leon doesn't say Ava is dead.
Nanjo saw Kinzo alive and well, and he was
True.
with him right before being called to the first crime scene. So for a minute, I was like, does that mean that Kinzo kills Hideyoshi or George, and then scurries back off to his hiding hole?
and then gets killed
Yes.
somehow. Which could work.
He trips on Eva's corpse and dies.
Oh, unless open from the inside. Unless open from the inside, Dad's door can only be opened by someone using a
And there's
master
only
key.
2 people who's holding the master key right now. It's Will. No.
How did Ava get
Ooh,
inside?
that's a good question. Kinzo
Okay, so-
could have opened it himself, right? Could have Kinzo opened the door, right?
Well, Nanjo said, I suspect Kinzo would not have willingly opened the door for anyone, including Ava.
So this is why I said the earlier. So right now we know the master keys we currently have right now is Genji had a master key, Kumasawa had a master key, and then Goda had a master key, correct?
Yes, and
And then so the 2 keys, so supposedly Genji Kumasawa's key or sorry, is it no, so it's Kumasawa and Goda's keys goes to Will, or supposedly. That's and then Genji keys goes to Erica, correct?
Yeah.
And the thing is that if Will is like, and we know that Erica does actually has Genji's key because it's mentioned in white text narration that she uses Genji keys to open up every single one of these doors. So so let's just assume that for real that she has this keys. Will just said in purple that he has Kumasawa and Goda's key,
Well.
which could mean a few things. It could mean A, he has them and he isn't lying even though he's a culprit. Or he could be lying he's a culprit and he only found one of those keys and then claim that he has both of them. Or he doesn't have any of those keys.
so later in this Twilight, there is a line, quote, Will and Erica produced the 3 master keys from their pocket, having held on to them ever since they were retrieved from the corpses. Which confirms... It doesn't technically confirm that Will had the 2 keys, but I just trust it enough to say...
I mean,
That it
that's
doesn't-
a good...
It doesn't confirm who has which keys. Technically, it could be Erica pulls out all 3, but I think it's very implicitly stated that
Yeah.
Erica has at least one and Will has at least one, because everyone reacts as if they both pull them out. And Will, it also says in the text, Will pulls one out. So
Yeah. I mean, the other thing to say is that, like, if Will did actually have both of these keys, could he, give them out to somebody else?
No.
Or have... Like, that's the problem. Like,
because
you know,
it says in the white they held on to them ever since they were retrieved from the corpses, at least until this point.
Yes, which means that one of these people had to open a door.
If Kinzo wouldn't open the door for anyone, someone had to open the door, bring Eva inside.
What if it was already open when Eva got there? It had
Is
been
it
opened before.
possible that...
Well, the doors are kind of annoying because, like, as in Kingzo's door is supposed to be, like, one of those doors that you can't even prop it open anyway.
Yeah, it's like an
because it's
auto lock.
auto lock.
But you could have just put something in there to prevent the door from locking.
The story doesn't technically say it's an auto-lock door, but either way, I think it's implied... No, the door is closed and locked from the inside.
This is the problem
Not necessarily
with
from the inside.
it's the problem with not having Nox, because Nox has that one. Is it Nox or is it Van Dyne that has like, yo, the story can't be solved with clues that are not present? Because I can just say, yeah, they just put a table there.
And it's covered in both.
I'm pretty sure that's also in the rules. If you look at the rules on the very bottom, it says, it could be solved, by exactly. Yeah. I guarantee it's possible to point to the comfort with all this information, which means that like everything.
But that's not what I'm saying. The rule is, what I'm giving you is enough, and what I'm saying is I can just come up with things that are not pointed out by the narrative. I can just say they put a table preventing the door from locking itself, and that is now a way for Eva to get in, which makes no sense.
Device X.
Device
I
X,
killed
yes.
him.
Yes. There is no device X, though, because the culprit must have a direct means of murder. They have to commit murder with their own hands. That's part of the rules.
Yeah.
But
I guess we'll come back to this point. I believe that we have enough to actually solve this without resorting into putting a table in front of the
without resorting to EP2 butler tactics.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to get Eric. Like, Eva couldn't have come in here, killed Kinzo, and then killed herself. Like, or she couldn't have killed Kinzo, or she couldn't have tripped and killed them both, or something. Like, there can't be anything stupid like that.
God, Nox would have loved that one.
Okay, let's continue.
So Nanja reckons Kinzo was alive.
I think this one might be out of order. Okay. I think that Kinzo might have died first, and then they might have found Eva after the first half of the second Twilight and killed her. I'm also not 100% sure Eva's dead. It could have been, let's say it's Will. It could have been Will, like, goes and, like, someone kills Hideyoshi, then Will, like, I don't know, threatens Eva and makes her kill Kinzo, and then has her play dead or something. I don't know. What was the purple on
Eva is definitely dead, which means she can't kill anyone.
Yeah, Eva
and Eva both confirm, or Will and Erica both confirm Eva dead. Which, again, if they're both culprits, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But they're probably not both culprits.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole setup of the game, is that one of them is the detective.
Mm-hmm.
Too many cooks.
So
too many cooks.
It's very likely Kinzo and Eva are both dead in this scenario.
Kinzo is certainly dead, because Leon confirms it in purple.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Let's keep going. We can definitely power this through. Unless that can only be operated by someone using a master key.
It could be opened from the inside. So very much Kinzo could have opened the door.
Kinzo can open the door. Okay.
I was gonna say that we are ignoring a big elephant in the room, which is that Nox and Van Dyne don't necessarily apply. So what's the plan here? Why would Poky make a game like this? So I was looking at the decalogue. Most of these are the kinds of things that if you ignore these Nox rules, then the mystery is just stupid and not worth considering. Because like all supernatural or perpetual agencies are ruled out as matter of course. Like Poky wouldn't make a game and be like, no, Beato just killed them with magic. Whoa, she was a fairy. So like, which Nox could be?
They might be saying you can rule that out without the need of the Nox.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It doesn't necessarily apply, but it doesn't not apply. Okay. Like again,
so I was gonna say the only Nox rule that could, like, that I could see being broken here and somehow still being able to like produce a noteworthy mystery would be like an accident, if you could like justify it well enough.
I don't think you can justify an accident of the death of 8 people.
I don't know if that counts as a murder.
I think one of the murders, I think you could start murdering with an accident. I think that's possible. Because that's, like, a thing that happens in Umineko.
Oops, I accidentally poisoned everybody's tea.
Oh well, I mean EP3, like Ava murders Rosa as a accident, but I mean, like, well, we could come back to talk about if that's possible or not. We should just
Yes.
it's an interesting thought.
I think it's to the point where if we can make a theory that relies on something like that, Poky could probably just strike it down with red.
Yeah.
Like,
Will and Erica produced 3 master keys from their pocket, having to held on them since they were retrieved from the corpses. Ugh, this is so annoying.
So Nanjo says Kinzo would not have willingly opened the door for anyone.
Mm.
Nanjo kind of being a linchpin. in
Yeah.
the story.
Yeah, this is what I mean. We better either
Kinda
believe him
like he was
Yes.
like he was in the original.
like he was in the original.
Yeah.
Like we better either believe Nanjo or that we or he's just lying to us.
yeah.
But how would have Eva been able to get in?
So here's the thing, right? Is that all the people who are giving, this is a little meta, but all the people who are giving, like, game mechanics, like, nobody could mistake a corpse for a corpse, or nobody could mistake a living person for a corpse, or something like that. Those people have to be trusted. And Rudolph says here, unless opened from the inside, Dad's door can only be opened by someone using a master key.
Well, they have to be trusted for the statement that they're making.
Yes,
They could just tell it. They could be a liar and tell the truth.
They could.
Anyway.
They could. But unless this is the truth, then this falls apart. I think we need to keep an eye out on if Rudolph is 150% dead.
Oh, very good.
Because he's the only one saying that you can only open it from inside. Or with a master key. Also, Nanjo saying Kinzo wouldn't have willingly opened the door. I don't think there's a way you could make him unwillingly open the door. I don't think you could say, open this door or I will kill you from the other side of this door. Like...
I mean, that's still technically willingly. You're just forcing them at gunpoint.
Yeah. There's probably not a secret passage to get into the room.
Yeah, knowing Umineko, there is no secret passages in the Rokenjima.
Yes.
At least in 2 other rooms. It's not the clue.
Poky, can you clarify? Does the mansion have windows? Could someone have gone around out back and crawled in through the window?
What?
We're gonna go with Berncastell's rules and say that they're just inaccessible, whether by bars or
All the windows
Steel
have
bar! Steel bar!
Steel bars. Danganronpa.
Alright, now maybe this could be small bombs.
It could be.
I am injecting poison.
They're steel plated like in Danganronpa. You can't
They're
see
bulletproof?
outside of it. They're blue
There are no windows.
paint.
Wait,
There are in
What
fact no
if
windows at all.
Kinzo died of alcoholism?
wait. We know that Nox and Van Dyne aren't necessarily being accounted for, but are the rules of just there being a detective need to be accounted for, right? Because if there was a hole in the window, the detective would have to mention it, right?
I believe that since it says the story can be solved with the clues available, that there aren't missing clues.
Okay, so
Only someone with a master key from Kyrie. Only someone with a master key could have killed them or opened the door for someone else to. Interesting thing
That's
to say,
not
Kyrie.
information that we can easily counter, because it's kind of true, because Rudolph does say that the only way into the room... who said it earlier about the...
No, it is Rudolph. Rudolph is correct.
There's one other possibility, which is that she gave the key to someone else, they went and committed the murder, and then they came back and gave
You
the key
can't give
back.
the keys away before the third Twilight, though, because it says in white that they pull out the keys that they've held onto the whole time.
Yeah, unless they returned it to both Will and Erica, but just knowing them as characters, they would have known if their key was returned to them.
We kind of have our groups here, because Erica and Will both say in purple. No, technically Leon says in purple. Will and them have stuck together. And Erica says she and Battler have stuck together since George's murder. Technically speaking, Leon says that Hold up, let me find the text. Leon says, after George was found, Will and I stuck together during our search for Eva. And Battler says, Erica has been glued to my side ever since Hideyoshi was found. Which doesn't mean Will can't have killed, Will could have killed George, but Erica could only do it if Battler was an accomplice. And they both stayed together going to here. It is possible that this murder happened before George or Hideyoshi died. That is technically possible. Because they split up after Hideyoshi was found. So I think Hideyoshi died. Either George or Erica went off with someone. So in this case, it would be Erica going off with Battler or Will going off with someone we don't know. Open the door for them. Let them and assumedly Ava in, and killed them both. And then locked the door after they left, and then they went and found George dead.
Yeah.
How would they find George dead? Maybe they got the person who killed Eva and Kinzo to go do it.
I think the easiest way to solve this would be to say that Eva isn't dead.
That
and then
is
go from there.
easy, but Will and Erica both confirm she is. So unless they're both culprits, which is still a fan favorite theory in my
The
head.
fans, it's...
That means that they're not the detective, and like Kyrie's statement here is likely correct because Kyrie is the other, I guess, suspect to being the detective. Because she does say these so-called detectives.
Well, but the thing is that in these games, as long as you're not the culprit, you're technically filling in the role of the detective.
No.
Right?
I feel
so, like, it's kind of
like
trivial.
I think the best way to try and solve this one is to progress.
That's true. We need to continue.
Yeah, we've been staring at Kyrie's lovely face for too long.
Yeah.
The 6th and 7th Twilights. By the way, did we miss the 3rd? Was that in here?
The 3rd was not included. That's just the praise my noble name.
Will says this. Erica and myself, one of us is a detective and one of us is a culprit.
That is a true and technically false statement if he is the culprit.
This is really just like and then Erica does the same thing.
No, she doesn't.
No, she doesn't. Sorry, never mind. But like, does she later?
I think, yeah, she does say something similar in a later Twilight.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, so if we just assume that she does like basically reciprocate this statement, it basically just says that either one or both of them are a killer. Like, they're not both safe. Which I guess we already knew because only one of them could be the detective. So it's like not really new.
That's just a repeat of the statements.
It seems like at first glance it's trying to make it so that one of them is safe, but I don't think that's true at all because if Will's a culprit, then this could be a lie, and then Erica could still be another culprit. I'm suspicious of the number of red herrings we have for like these two, one of them being safe.
I really like Wericatrice. That's
this
what
isn't
I'm calling it.
Erica's been glued to my side ever since Hideyoshi was found. So, like, Battler is one that I could see as being safe because he's far enough removed, even though he keeps getting tangled in with these other two detectives. I mean, he definitely could be a culprit. I'm just saying, like, this could be true.
I'm suspicious
Erica's not
of the Erica and Rudolph like family group. Like, because they're one of the groups that was together during George's murder. And I assume if they are not all in on it, they could not have separated while they were together to go commit the murder, and they wouldn't stay silent. Like...
Well, guys, I just wanted to say, my laptop isn't running out of battery yet, but I am. I have fallen asleep twice. I'm gonna have to go to sleep because I'm also gonna have a long day tomorrow at work.
Oh, sorry, Des.
So I'm going.
Okay.
No, that's fine. I'm going. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Please find out that murderer or murderess.
Anything you want to leave us with before you go?
What's your dying message on who this is?
Save the world.
My dying message. I saved him. Dude, I'm all in on Will and Leon. It's gotta be right. It's authorial intent.
That's your final accusation?
Okay.
But yeah, Poky, like...
Alright, we'll message you.
Yes, and Poky, I appreciate the effort for making this game for us.
Yeah.
Thanks,
No
thanks a lot.
problem
this
at
is
all.
awesome.
This
I'm
is
having
amazing.
a lot of
Thank you.
fun.
I'm
yeah.
loving this.
All right,
Bye,
I'll
Des.
be going then. Goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye.
See you, Des.
We shall praise your noble
Praise
name.
her and praise Des noble name.
Okay, I will point this out. If Leon's statement is true, that means in every like Twilight, Leon and Will have been together because they say they were together during the first Twilight, and then for George's, I believe they were together in a group with Jessica, George, Nanjo, and Ria. I think I read those names right. And then they've been, though the only fallacy here, I don't think they say we're together for George's. That's my fault. They weren't together for George.
Will and Leon are together for Hideyoshi's.
Yes. So the only time they probably weren't together was for George's murder. So that is something to note. There is no statement backing.
Yes, the only possible, assuming it wasn't Erica or one of her group, Erica or the Rudolph family, then for George's murder, it would have to be Nanjo, Leon, Will, Jessica, Maria, or Ava.
Yeah, I think Will likely killed George, but somebody else killed Ava.
And someone else had to kill Hideyoshi.
I think the person that killed Ava and Kenzo are the same person that killed Hideyoshi. George has a different murder than the both of them. I could be wrong.
What if Erica saw all this murdering going on, and she found a dead body and a vulnerable person, and was like, I want to contribute. I want to feel included. And she killed George in cold blood.
Well, you have to be with your fam. Well, you're in grief. Time to say goodbye. You don't be in grief anymore.
Grief is a symptom, and I'm the cure.
It's like, don't worry, I have the shot that'll make it all feel better, and it's a double-barrel shotgun.
It's like Erica's attitude of a perfect corpse examination, a perfect therapy appointment.
I will deal with any and all lingering traumas, except for blunt force.
Especially blunt force trauma.
Right.
Okay, let's continue reading.
Yeah.
We are going to keep
going.
reading.
Oh, that's it.
That is the yeah.
So
That is the end of the 4th and 5th.
6th and 7th, which I think is Jessica's and
I think-
Nanjo's.
I think this will be, it's Nanjo and Rudolph.
Rudolph, yeah.
I think this one is going to be very important. I just have a feeling based on the evidence we have.
No, Rudolph and Nanjo.
Battler Jessica.
Rudolph and
Found in
Nanjo.
an upstairs bedroom.
Sorry, not Nanjo. Sorry. Jessica is the
No.
next one. Right? No.
Jessica
Jessica's
lives
still
for
alive.
once.
Yeah,
Jessica lives.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Jessica Truce.
Jessica Treese.
I will be ranking all of the family names by how good they are with adding the name Treese behind their name, not because I think they're murderers, just because of how good their names sounds.
You have to read it as both Treese and Treese.
Yeah,
Like,
Treese.
Based on, like, combine, like, one of those is excellent.
Jessica Treese.
Jessica
That's actually pretty bad.
Treese.
Okay.
Treese.
Battler.
That's why
Kire.
That's why Batara Treese.
Batora Turice.
Battler Triss is alright.
Confirmed.
Okay.
It doesn't
So,
sound good. Battler
Right,
Triss is
Battler
fine.
doesn't give us any new information there.
Kyrie says that Battler, Jessica, and her confirm the death of Rudolph, and then Battler backs
He only
that
says
up.
Dad's dead.
Although I think if someone says in purple, these 3 people said it was true, then unless one of them... No, this is just covering for if Kyrie and not Battler is a culprit.
Battler backs up. Kyrie. Then Erika confirms Nanjo as well as Leon. But Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leon says that's right, there's no way we could have made a mistake about that.
Okay.
Which,
So, class, I think this means we have to trust
I do
Nanjo.
think it means Nanjo is clear. I think...
That means he was with Kenzo.
I think
I
we
kind of
gotta-
remember his statements. Earlier.
It means that, he said that he said the first 6 were definitely dead. He said they died instantly. He said that if, the seal on the first room is intact, which doesn't really matter because he said they were all dead. That George must have been killed by someone different than Hideyoshi, unless it was Eva. He said that Kinzo wouldn't open the door willingly for anyone. He said that... I think that's all he said. He said that he was with Kinzo at morning, and that he was alive. I think that is all of Nanjo's relevant purple statements. Which means we can trust all of those, which means the first Twilight is just a murder. Which is good to keep things simple.
Damn.
Yeah.
My
Krause
yes. family culprit theory is dead.
Oops.
No, my Kumasawa-tress.
Kumasawa-tress.
Kumasawa. So
I think she fed
I
them
think
poison
this
mackerel.
definitely means that means Nanjo and Rudolph are also means 100% dead. That means like because everybody said that like couldn't confirm the Rudolph's death, right? Like you also agree? Okay, so that means Rudolph's line that's about the door has to be opened by either dad or by a key is a real statement.
Yes.
That means King's room has to either been done by somebody opening a door for Kingzo or Erica or Leon, or sorry, Erica
Technically
or
speaking, Will or Erica could open the door, kill Kinzo, let Eva in after Hideyoshi's death,
Yes.
and then kill her, and then leave and lock the door. That is probably what might have
So
happened.
we
that's
have
also true.
at least two suspects for culprits. We have Erica and Will. One of them is a culprit, for sure.
Because they had to open the door.
And there's no, as far as we know, there's no evidence of a key stolen from them. And
There's evidence that the key can't have been stolen from them.
Okay.
And the only way that that's not viable is if Kyrie, Battler, and Jessica are all murderers.
We'll see. Let's continue. We'll have to keep reading. Yeah.
That also okay. That's interesting. That's an interesting statement. Poky, can you confirm here? Ever since George was found, Leon and I have made sure to stay with Maria and Battler at all times. Does that mean that Leon and Battler were together going to Kinzo's study? Does that mean that Leon and Battler, who were together with Will and Erica, were together going to Kinzo's study since George was found?
Yeah.
So that means everyone except Kyrie and Rudolph have kind of been together since George's murder. I think.
Sure.
And Nanjo.
yeah.
And Nanjo.
I need to write.
Not counting the people killed in the study. Okay, so you have like this big group of 6 wandering around, and they can't all be killers. There's no way.
Oops, all killers!
Jessica can't be a killer. Look at her. She doesn't even understand how to open a
but she
can.
can play Toho. So like, I'm sure she could kill someone.
She can't play Toho. She could play Toho. She can play a guitar, but could she open a can? Could he use a can opener?
I mean, yeah, she's a rich girl with butlers. I don't think she knows how to do anything in the kitchen.
She does know how to almost solve Umineko. Which puts her ahead of most of the cast.
She also knows how to pack a mean punch.
Oh, true. She can fight demons. I think it was just...
Well, that's a family thing. Krause could do that, so...
True. But only in boxing.
Yes.
Oh god. Okay, so Kyrie says killer came from the outside of the guest house after killing them. Whatever the fuck that means.
I don't know what that means. Came from outside.
I don't know what that means.
I think that means that nobody inside the guest, if this is true, nobody inside the guest house, which is all of the living people, killed the 2 dead
Mhm.
people here.
Which makes no sense.
And also the corpse, like neither of them's playing dead. Like they're also excluded from.
Mm-hmm.
But like, who could have played dead?
Who's in the guest house? Is it so who's in the guest house currently?
It's the cousins, and then the detectives and Kyrie.
6 or 7 to 8. The group decided to move from
I
the
think.
mansion to the guest house, but they couldn't escape the trap. So like everyone who's alive moved to the guest house. But like
Yeah.
Kinzo's body,
Okay,
Ava's
so-
body, George's body, Hideyoshi's body, and the 6 original bodies are all still in the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we have to have a fake body. If they're all in here.
Yes.
Yeah, either that or
And
Kyrie did
since Nanjo confirms the first 6 died instantly,
Who would be dead
that means
then?
between Hideyoshi, George, Eva, and Kinzo, we have to have a fake kill. We have to have a fake body. If Kyrie is not a culprit.
Yes, if Kyrie is fit to believe it. But like the next line they say after Kyrie's line, what do they say again?
Good eye, the killer could not have been anyone who was here inside the guest house.
That's backed up by Will.
Yeah,
In other
Yeah.
words,
Trust this guy.
Nanjo and Rudolph could not have been killed by Will, Leon, Jessica, Battler, Maria, Kyrie, or myself. So everyone pretty much confirms, unless we really... No, that's impossible. It can't be, because at the end they have the 2 points, and there are 2 people in the chapel who are murderers.
Well, we gotta know who's in the chapel. Unless there's a secret person hiding.
We know from earlier in it that there are 6 people. There are 6 living people in the chapel, and we see those 6 living people. And unless
Unless it's like a.
unless Jessica's not real,
We could have. We could have a 0 time limit situation where they just. Where the point is. I don't know if any. That's spoilers for CTD.
Say in a vague
But if
way.
you've read
I
it,
haven't read it yet, but I don't care.
they point somewhere that people
yeah,
don't expect.
It's you.
And it's just like George looking through the window, like.
I would like to propose that Kyrie is pregnant and
They point at the fucking fetus.
Life begins at deduction.
I'm just kidding. Okay, let's continue.
Oh god.
Oh god. So basically, either Kyrie, either all 3 of them are lying, or all of that also all have to be true. Is that what we agree with?
Yeah.
I think we are supposed to believe that of Kyrie, Will, and Erica, at least one is telling the truth.
Mhm.
I think that has to be the case because of the chapel scene.
Yes. So it has. So a dead body is a culprit. So someone who has died is a culprit just by this.
Yes. Which means that we have to doubt the corpses. We don't have to doubt the first 6, though.
The first 6 are all dead, so we could basically scratch those out for culprits. That means
So we only have to guess 4 people, which are Kinzo, Ava, Hideyoshi, George.
Kinzo is definitely dead.
yeah, Kinzo is backed up by 3 people.
It can technically be Will, Erica, and
Leon.
Eva.
Yeah.
It can't be Leon. It could... Okay. This might be my theory. I don't know if we have enough evidence to back it up. Is the idea that Erica and Will both expose each other as the killers, and then Eva comes through the chapel with dual-wielding shotguns and kills everyone else.
Yeah, I kind of believe that. I think Will and Erica are likely both culprits. I think, but that makes me doubt about the dead body thing. Because if somebody's dead, then like, if Hideyoshi is the culprit, then he could have just killed George because they were alone in that room by themselves.
There is no truth about Hideyoshi not being able to kill George. There's only one about Eva not being able to kill George, which would be messed up.
Yes.
The mother would never kill her family. The father, on the other hand.
Yes. That would be a great policy. It'd be like, you looked into the thing. So it could be that Hideyoshi killed them and maybe lured Ava into... No, Ava would have known that Hideyoshi was
Rudolph
dead.
confirms there are 8 corpses. One of them could be Kinzo by this point.
Mm.
Because I think the way purple statements work is that they don't have to believe them to be true, they just have to be true. So, like, Rudolph, we could know about 8 dead bodies, and one of them's fake, and Kinzo might already be dead by that point, and that would count as 8 corpses.
Yeah.
Even though Rudolph doesn't know that
he's.
he's dead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that is part of my theory, I think, is that either Hideyoshi or Will is not dead, you don't say, or George, is alive in that room and killed the other.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a like motive.
We do need to go read the last one, and then we'll be able to know
I
for
I
sure.
think I'm
Yes.
close to locking in a guess, or at least a theory.
I think I'm onto something. I think Kinzo's already dead, and that allows someone to be playing dead at the time of the second Twilight.
Yeah.
Because this is said right after George was killed. So
With George dead, that's 8 corpses found altogether. Thank you, Poky, for including the with George dead, because that helps with timing a lot because of how the second Twilight is. I don't know if that was intentional or not.
So if George is dead, there's 8 corpses. That's 7 confirmed. Plus Kinzo would mean Hideyoshi is playing dead.
Also, that would confirm George is dead if Rudolph is. So that would mean it could be Hideyoshi. That's not necessarily the case.
Alright, so I mean, that's not much, but that could just mean Ava and I went and killed everybody.
Yeah, it is possible, but Eva can't die then. Eva can't die, and I don't believe in a world where the culprits are Will, Erika, Hideyoshi, and Eva. I don't believe in that setting.
Well, it doesn't have to be Hideyoshi and Ava. It just has to be Hideyoshi, because Hideyoshi could kill Ava.
Yeah, you could just kill Ava.
Hideyoshi could kill Ava. There's not a purple text that says he couldn't.
Yeah, so technically speaking, he could have just killed Ava and also killed George.
I know it's not a red truth or anything. I always assume that there's no way a spouse would kill another spouse. Unless it's an accident, like in EP3.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, no, it's not an accident in EP3. It's like
maybe Hideyoshi was getting really tired of Eva's thing, so he wanted to kill his family. Fucking getting tired of Eva's bullshit.
He was really tired of those piano lessons.
Liberation for Hideyoshi. I'm just saying that, like, logistically, this could work. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
We can move on to the last Twilight
confirm.
now.
Let's move to the 8th Twilight.
Alright.
8th Twilight.
Alright, 8th Twilight. Let's move it. It's the chapel scene. Leon is dead.
Leon
is laying motionless, class. We don't. Let's.
Sorry, Leon is sleeping peacefully in the chapel with blood everywhere.
Let's not jump to
can we talk about this
here.
for a moment? The others had followed a trail of blood outside the guest house, leading them here. The chapel is like 3 miles away. Like,
that's a lot of blood.
Leon was bleeding like forever, and no one decided to finish them off.
I like to imagine it's like those things where you pave the road with like the little chalk, like it pours out chalk. It's like they just have that for blood. It
She just had
like a little trail.
like packet of tomato paste in her pocket that like dried up and was like spilled out. No living person was present in the chapel except for the 6 of them: Erika, Will, Battler, Jessica, Maria, and Kyrie. That 100% states Leon is dead at this point.
Leon is
shit.
dead.
Leon is 100% dead.
Leon is 100% dead, which means Kinzo is 100% dead.
This is so annoying.
It also means Nanjo is 100%
Erika?
dead. It also means there are only 3 master keys, which is an important thing to state.
So people who are 100% dead.
Anyone that Nanjo confirms, which is the 6. Anyone that Kinzo confirms, which is no one. Nanjo does say the idea that George is killed in purple. But he also, like, doesn't really say it in a way that's like, I verify the death of this person. The idea of the purple truth is not this person is dead. It's they must have been killed by different people.
But also Rudolph also says after George's death, like George dead, we found 8 corpses, which kind of confirms that if we can believe in Rudolph, then George is dead.
I am leaning more and more towards believing in Rudolph. Which leads me more and more towards believing against Will.
Yeah, I am against Will.
Because Erika was with Rudolph's family during Hideyoshi's death, I think. Let me double check that. I have it in my notes.
Out of all the spouses, I definitely would believe Kyrie would kill Rudolph the most.
I believe that one, yeah.
Yeah.
It's liberation for Kyrie.
Kyrie can be liberated by just getting a credit card with a bunch of money on it.
It's also like, it's Chekhov's gun, right? Like, Rudolph's like, I'm definitely gonna get killed tonight. One way or another.
God, guys,
even in the
my
Golden
wife's gonna
Fragment,
kill me.
he's definitely getting killed tonight.
Okay, so
That line haunts
Battler,
me.
Jessica, Maria, Erika were together. None of us could. Leon, do you admit your guilt, Will? Okay, I need to read the next line where everybody's like, "There's no way he would have killed Will."
That may be true. Regardless, I did not kill Leon. Wait,
Lie.
the victim wasn't just anyone, you know. There's no way Will would ever kill Leon. They were too important to each other.
Yeah, Hideyoshi killed Will.
Battler also agrees that Leon is someone that Will would never kill, no matter the circumstances.
Yeah. All that proves to me is that like there's a person like pretending to be dead outside killed Leon.
All
like,
I'm saying
It was
is
Happy
that
Hideyoshi with a gun.
is there a world? He's quite happy. Okay, Poky.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that if we solve this and then you reveal a secret ninth chapter or whatever, and it's just the happy Hideyoshi with a gun spray and then 6 gunshots.
Poky, did you code a shooting minigame?
Oh, you could have done rose guns.
There's also no way to submit your answer.
Yeah.
Really? There's no way to submit the answer? That's pretty funny.
No, you just have to tell me.
You
what
can't
you're
play
done.
this unless you're here in this moment, or just pause the video.
Well, maybe I'll add one and then I'll put like a link to this in the description and people who are watching can try it.
Are there any more white texts in here that are important?
I can keep
Other
going.
than the pointing one.
Yeah, Erika and Will simultaneously shot their index fingers forward, indicating their conclusions. They weren't pointing at the same person and each accused a single subject. You are the culprit. At that moment, everyone in the chapel who had committed murder found themselves being pointed at by either Erika or Will. So there are 2 people in the chapel who have committed murder. And if we're to be believed, if Erika and Will are to be...
Wait, why is it... What? Wait. Oh, okay. They weren't pointing at the same person.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
They weren't pointing at the same person, and they were each pointing at one person. If the idea that one is the detective and one is the culprit is to be believed, then everything that is confirmed by by Jessica and Battler can't... Okay, wait, hold up. No, this helps. Because Rudolph's death is confirmed by Kyrie, Battler, and Jessica. And all 3 cannot be pointed at here. And that means that...
Because they don't have more than 3 fingers.
Even if it's Kyrie and Battler, or Battler and Jessica, or some permutation of that, then Rudolph is dead. Rudolph is 100%
Yes.
dead.
Yeah. And like this white text here, they have to point at each other, right? They actually there's no way around it.
No, they don't have to point
They
at
don't.
each other.
They could point
They
to
don't.
Kyrie, and then Will... Like, Erika could point at
But no
Kyrie,
one-
and then Will could point at Erika, and just be like, it's her.
Or Erika can point at Will, and then somebody else and then Will can point at Kyrie.
I think if Will is responsible for any of the murders, he's selling out his accomplice because they killed Leon.
Yeah.
I think that is the most believable reason I can give for a murderer to out a murderer.
Well, the problem is that I don't believe the problem is that none of the people in the room could kill Leon.
That's true, except for Will, who didn't do it.
Who didn't do it. So there has to be... So, okay, this is I am of the belief that... Okay, if we were to believe that Will will not sell us his accomplice, which I don't really know what that means as a concept, but let's say if he didn't sell his accomplice, I just think there probably is 2 separate by 2 separate murderers. murdering differently at different times.
I think that's possible.
It does feel like an EP3 situation.
Yeah.
But if there are two different groups, then that means there are two fake bodies, because... Or rather, it means that there'd have to be one fake body and one separate killer in this building. Like...
Yes,
is there
that's
be
what I mean.
one that's part of a team, and one that's just out here as an agent of chaos? Like...
Yes, agent of chaos. So, like, the problem is that who in the current group has done a murder is the more important question. Because I don't believe they point at each other. That's why... That's
a good point.
So that means that between that means Jessica, Battler, Kirie, Maria, one of them had to do a murder outside of this, correct? Like,
That's
we already
true.
agree Erica or Will could do a murder. So like and we also agreed that probably they're not both the murderers. So one of those four people has to do a murder.
Why do we
say
believe it?
Maria has, what'd you say, Sam?
Why do we believe that they're not both killers?
Why do I believe that both can't be the murder? I think it's just because they have too many statements that are... there are too many statements that are contradict and agree with each other to the point that I don't know if that is possible, that if they're both lying due to the fact that other people back them up.
Well, they don't have to lie all the time.
Yeah, that's also true. I don't know.
Yeah. They accuse each other of killing Kinzo, but that's fine if they're both killers. They can do that.
Could one of them be pointing at Leon? Because Leon is in the room, right? Leon could be a murder herself, right?
But Leon is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Leon's dead, so
Leon's
Leon
dead in
did
the
not
way.
kill anyone.
Okay, yeah, right. So Leon can't be...
Leon's dead in a... I would love to have them point at Leon so bad, but Leon is dead.
That would be incredible.
It's that close!
Leon's like, you caught me.
Wait, can we look at Leon's Leon's purple text then, actually?
That was one of the first things I did. I've got it pulled up. I can also verify that Will has an alibi for last night, and neither of us could have killed any of them. Which means, if Will is the murderer, he didn't do the first Twilight.
Will and Leon were there when looking for Kenzo.
So that means that unless Eva died after Hideyoshi, I think that the fourth and fifth Twilights are completely out of order.
Sure, we could say that.
I think that what could have happened is Will could have killed Hideyoshi. No, we're saying Hideyoshi's alive. No one could have killed Hideyoshi.
Nobody killed Hideyoshi.
Will goes and goes into the study and kills Kinzo, and then Eva tries to get in, and Will opens the door and stabs her and brings her in, and then locks the door, and then meets up with Leon once George gets found. And we'll assume George is killed by Hideyoshi because that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So, and then they stay together the rest of the time. And that would mean Hideyoshi would be the first Twilight killer. Do I necessarily believe Hideyoshi could just come in and 6v1 everyone with a gun? Maybe.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
He was in World War. He did a bunch of smuggling.
Who was there in that first? Who was murdered? So it was Genji, Gouda, Kumasawa, Natsuhi. Yeah, except Rosa and Kraus.
Yeah.
Kraus and Rosa are the only ones I could
You
probably...
can see it if you sort by Twilight. If you sort by the first Twilight, it shows all the victims.
And then I think Hideyoshi also kills Leon, correct?
Yes.
I think so too.
They would have to be multiple people.
I did bring up Will as an example. It could be Erica, but could it be? After Hideyoshi was found, she never left Battler's side.
Yes. So Erica is
which means that she can't kill Eva unless Battler is an accomplice.
Well, Battler can't be an accomplice because there are not really... Unless Battler's also killed somebody.
Battler could have killed the 6 of the first Twilight.
I
think
guess
there can
anybody
be 3 culprits.
Yes.
So
I love the
yeah.
idea that there's one free agent.
Yeah,
Two people work.
it's like the
Oh,
end of
God.
EP3 where Ava's going around doing her stuff, and then
And it's like
and
keep
then
running
Nanjo
into
dies,
body.
and they're like, what? What?
Yeah.
What?
No, wait, it's so funny. It's like Ava's walking around and her son's dead, and she's like, "What the fuck do you mean by my son died? You're telling me there was a second murderer wandering the island?" It's like, yeah, Eva, like, who did you think killed the first 6 people? God, it's so fucking funny.
So am I crazy that it could be Will, Erika, and Hideyoshi? Those
It could be
three
Will,
could have
Erika,
done
and
all the murders.
Hideyoshi.
I think those are the 3 we can narrow it down pretty safely. Battler is kind of a question mark.
Okay, technically speaking, it could be Will and no, it can't be.
Well,
It could be
you
Erika
should-
kills Hideyoshi,
Yeah.
Will kills George, and then Eva kills Kinzo. That is
Okay.
a possibility. I
Well,
think.
Eva,
Kinzo
but, like,
dies.
is
right?
how-
Oh, sorry, Eva dies, right?
Eva dies.
Eva is confirmed to be dead by
By
Erika
Will.
and Will.
Oh,
That's
LMAO.
that's
Okay,
not
well,
easy.
you
We
know.
have so many people running around being alive, guys.
Okay, I think the number
So-
one thing we should do is try to decide if both Will and Erika are murderers, if they're both culprits, or one of them is. I think that's where, because we know one of them is, but we don't know if both of them are. That's something
I think
we
the
need
best
to roll
way to
out.
determine that is there another killer in the room at the chapel?
Could Jessica have?
Or are they pointing at each other?
Yeah, could have Jessica, Kirie, Battler, Maria. I don't believe
I
Maria
wanna go
killed.
with-
So
Is there any need for any of them to be culprits? Because I feel like we've got all of the Twilights covered just by having Will, Erika, plus some third person who pretended to be dead. Of the people who are alive, I don't think any of them need to be a killer.
Well,
Like, there's no
No,
niche for them.
there's
to fill.
just not enough evidence to point in fallacies of their arguments in anything they have said. Like, if we go to, like, Jessica's, can we prove that she's lying by any contradiction? Immediately we found George. I checked the entrance parlor, still sealed, which confirmed. I think.
Battler checks them first, and then Jessica checks them later. But it doesn't matter if the seals are broken, because the people inside are dead. Because Nanjo confirms that.
Yeah.
We ever since fun made sure to stay with Maria and Battler at all times. I don't remember if anybody backs that up. Does Maria or Battler back that up? Oh yeah, that's the cousins thing.
Yes.
Yes, Leon
Battler
backs
I'm
that
pretty
up.
sure they all back each other. Yeah.
So Jessica has to be
So-
innocent.
Leon actually doesn't back that up.
Yeah, Leon's alive at this point, but Leon would need to challenge it, right? Because that would be being an accomplice.
I
if
still think it's a
Jessica's lying
crazy,
about
interesting
being dead.
line to say, ever since George was found, Leon and I have made sure to stay with Maria and Battler at all times. When Leon and Will are together to go to the study, and Battler and Erika are together to go to the study. I still
Yeah.
think that's a very interesting thing to say. No one refutes it, I don't think. Let me check.
Oops.
We should look. Well,
Us-
Maria only has one statement.
Maria only has one statement. It's not very helpful. And then what's Battler's? What are all of Battler's statements?
Battler
Yeah,
has a
can we
good
look at
few.
Battler? Yeah, let's look at Battler because that's our other suspect.
Also,
We already
Sorry.
without Leon.
I think you're thinking of a different Twilight because nobody here says they're going to the study.
no, I mean, Jessica in the 6th and 7th Twilight says, ever since George was found, Leon and I have made sure to stay with Maria and Battler at all times, which means they would have been together going to the 4th and 5th Twilight, which means they would have been together with Will and Erika, which makes it odd that that Leon backs up Will's alibi and Battler backs up Erika's alibi. But also, Battler goes on to confirm half of that. Us cousins all have an alibi during the time in which Dad and Nanjo were killed. Battler does not clarify that
If Erika and
Jessica
Yeah.
that Jessica's statement was true.
Mm-hmm.
Battler clarifies that they couldn't have killed Rudolph or Nanjo. He does not clarify that they went to the study together. No one corroborates or refutes it.
Mm-hmm. So Erica still could be the murderer. So I think in terms of ruling out who's alive in the chapter, we can rule out Leon. Well, Leon's not alive, but Leon is just not going to be ruled out. It's going to be ruled out due to the fact that she's confirmed dead.
Yes.
Jessica, we can sort of rule out. Most of her statements are backed up by other people. There's no, and I don't think the people that back her up don't feel like they're lying or dead. Maria doesn't have enough statements to rule her out completely, but we can kind of rule out Maria somewhat. She only has one statement, and I don't remember what she exactly says. I think she just says...
She has two statements. She confirms everyone has been together since they left the parlor, or rather, the 6 of them, meaning, Will, Leon, Jessica, Maria, Nanjo, and himself were together when they found Hideyoshi, which means that Eva, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, Kinzo, or herself must have been the culprits, which doesn't apply if Hideyoshi is not dead.
You know what's interesting? Erica, this is back at the first Twilight. Erica says this morning she walked with Eva and Hideyoshi to the parlor, but when it comes to turn for Eva and Hideyoshi to back that up, they both just like, well, Eva doesn't say anything, but Hideyoshi says that Eva and I have been together. It says nothing about Erica.
Erica's just following them really weirdly in the background.
Yeah.
She's like, I consider this as a walking.
So, Poky, can you confirm one thing, just to make sure I'm reading this right? Jessica is indeed saying, since George was found, or rather, Jessica's saying, since George was found, Leon, Battler, Maria, Jessica, Will, and Erica have all been together the entire time. That is what this purple statement is saying. Because going to the study, Erica, after Hideyoshi dies, Erica and Battler stay together the entire time. And after George dies, Will and Leon stay together the entire time. Which means after the second Twilight, that is just a whole big group. Am I interpreting this correctly?
Sort of, but you're getting muddled in the timeline. So it's like sometimes alibis end and sometimes alibis begin. So according to what Erica said and Battler said, Erica and Battler were together from the moment Hideyoshi was found to the moment that they got into the study. And according to what Jessica is saying and what Battler corroborates, George, Leon, Jessica, and Battler have all been together since George was found.
Yes.
So it does not mean that Erica has been with them after the 4th and 5th Twilight.
Right. And it doesn't mean that for Will, because it doesn't say Will has been with Leon, I don't think, at any point.
Yeah, that was only in the 4th and 5th.
Okay. So, but that does mean that of these, none of them could have snuck out during the after the second Twilight to commit the 4th and 5th. That had to have already been done or been Kyrie, pretty much. Kyrie or Hideyoshi or Eva.
Yeah. Because
let me check something. Do they ever seal? They never seal.
They don't seal any.
They don't seal Hideyoshi's room.
They don't seal Hideyoshi's room. They do not. Which Hideyoshi and George's room? They do not. They don't seal Kinzo and Eva's room either. It's just locked. If that makes any sense.
It is. It can be opened from the inside though, so it's not truly sealed.
Yes.
Eva could just be playing dead because she is confirmed dead here by by Will and Erica.
Well, then that's a problem due to the fact that then, so are we just, if that is true, then if Eva is the murderer for Kingzo, then we still need a person to kill George. And Eva cannot kill George.
Can't have been Eva.
Yes.
Hideyoshi, after Hideyoshi's death, Battler and Erika are together. Which is actually right here. I don't know why Erika has been glued to my side ever since Hideyoshi was found. So, I still am on Hideyoshi, is a fake body, theory. But if Hideyoshi is dead, then if we say it's Erika, Will, and Eva, then Erika has to kill Hideyoshi. And then when they find the body, Battler is with her the rest of the time. And then Will has to kill George. And then Will and Leon stick together to come find Eva, who kills Kinzo, who then is confirmed dead by both of the killers.
Which is pretty ridiculous.
It's a little ridiculous, but it is technically possible within the purple that we're examining. It is a possible interpretation.
So that would include 4 killers. That would be...
That is 3 killers, I think.
Oh, because Hideyoshi...
Wait, so is Eva one of the killers?
If we're saying... I think the 2 possibilities are either Erika, Will, and Eva, or Erika, Will, and Hideyoshi. I think those are the 2 most likely possibilities. And the reason why is because... Wait, hold up. Let me check that purple back in the second Twilight. The reason being is because crime could not have been committed by Leon, Jessica, Maria, Nanjo, or George, or myself, which leaves it open for Erika to have killed Hideyoshi. She even says so. Besides myself, the only ones who could have killed him are Eva, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, or Kinzo. That leaves that, and then later... since we didn't have alibis last time, I've stayed with Battler, Rudolph, and Kyrie since Hideyoshi was found. And Will never says who he was with. So it's assumed Will wasn't with anyone. So it's entirely possible
that Will could have killed...
that Erika kills Hideyoshi, and Will goes and kills George. And then Eva goes and kills Kinzo, after being led into the library by, let's say, Will. It doesn't particularly matter.
And that has to happen supposedly beforehand.
Beforehand, yes. Or
because
yes, it has to happen beforehand, but Kinzo can't be dead yet, which is a little silly. So I don't think that's the truth.
I feel like that's because I think from timeline wise, it makes more sense that Hideyoshi is a fake body than them being able to finagle themselves because with George dead, that's 8 corpses found altogether, and if we have to have one person who's alive to do later on murders, it has to be Hideyoshi, then Eva, due to the fact that they haven't found Ava's body yet.
I have bad news for Happy Hideyoshi with a gun, Tris.
Oh no.
The second Twilight final Purple Truth by Nanjo.
Sorry, I will state my thoughts, and then I actually have to leave, and then I will end my recording. So I'll state my thoughts about this. I think it has to be Hideyoshi to be the fake body because Eva hasn't been found yet, and if we had to say Kingzo was already killed because due to the fact that we can't thread all these timelines together because people's alibis get tighter, that I think it's more likely that Hideyoshi is the fake body than Eva is later on. That's what I was going to say. But I'm so sorry I can't stay longer.
No, that's okay. Do you have a final theory you'd like to lock in?
My final theory is Hideyoshi will... I'm leaning more Will than Erika. I think Will and Erika could both be culprits. I just don't like that theory as much as I do, but I also don't think it's either Maria or Jessica, and the last 2 people are Kyrie and Battler, but I couldn't figure out if that's even possible for either Battler or Kirie to have done on any of these murders yet. And I haven't thought about that enough, but peace out. I love you all, and I now will watch some horrible reality TV show that I will enjoy, but
Awesome.
it's what I planned with my roommates. Anyway.
We love you too.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
great having
Yeah.
you here. It was great getting to talk to you again.
Yes, lovely. And
Yeah.
once I destroy everybody by the fact of facts and logic, I will come back with subtitles.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Subtitles.
Okay.
Subtitles.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
See you,
Night,
Mushroom.
Mushroom.
Bye.
I think she might be onto something with Erica and Will and a fake body is easy. But I think because the thing is if Eva is dead at this point, it gets complicated. Because if Kinzo is dead,
Okay, so I've got
go on,
got
Rosemary.
my thing to finish. So, unfortunately, I think Happy Hideyoshi with a Guntress is probably dead because unless the culprit is Eva or Kinzo, so probably Kinzo unlikely, but Eva possibly. Hideyoshi and George were killed by two different people, which I think also implies that they are both dead, unless Eva is a culprit.
See, I
So it
brought
would
this
have
up
to be-
earlier because I wasn't sure if this is a death confirmation that we should trust.
I think it's pretty straightforward though. Like that's
It doesn't.
if Eva's a culprit, then it's fine.
Yes,
Like,
if Eva's a
then
culprit, then it's fine.
Hideyoshi can be alive.
That also
It-
requires that it be, I think, what are the alibis for this again? It is, the only people who killed Hideyoshi are Erica, Eva, Battler, Kirie, Rudolph, or Kinzo. Kirie could do it, Battler could do it. Those are relevant because they're in the chapel. Eva couldn't kill Hideyoshi because of George's truth.
Yes.
So if we say it's Kirie and then Will, I think that works. Because if it's not Erica, then she confirms Battler, Rudolph, and Kirie's alibis for George's murder. So if we say this is true and Hideyoshi and George are dead, is through that. I think the way that you figure that one out is like you would need a blue truth that's like, oh, Hideyoshi isn't actually dead because this doesn't refer to them being dead. It refers to the what if scenario of they're not. But
I guess then you have to consider, is the what
Right,
if true
right.
or is the what if false?
Rudolph, Kirie, and Battler can't have killed Hideyoshi if Erica is the detective, which would open up a timeline where Kirie kills Hideyoshi for reason X. Will comes in and kills George for reason Y. And then Will and Leon go together to the study, where Will had... Everyone breaks up after this, right? No, everyone breaks up after the first death. Without conclusive proof, the survivors found themselves wandering around the mansion. George stayed behind in the guest room to mourn the loss of his father, but his family would soon regret leaving him alone. Because Will, Erica, and the cousins all go together to the study. This has to be when either Will or Erica opens the study door to let, I think, it could be Will? It can be Will, Eva, and Kirie. That is possible. If it's Will, Eva, and Kirie, then the timeline looks... Kirie kills Hideyoshi. Will kills George. Neither of them have alibis for that time. After Kirie commits murder on Hideyoshi, Will could maybe threaten Eva with killing George. And then do it anyway. Which, I don't know about that one. But it is possible. He could get her to kill Kinzo through reason Z. And then have Eva play dead. No, because that doesn't work. Because if Erica and Will are both, if one of them isn't a killer, then Eva's dead, which means that we don't have a fake body. If this is true, and it's not Will and Erica and someone else, if this is true and it's not Will, Erica, Eva, then there can't be a fake body. And because there needs to be a fake body for the 6th and 7th Twilight, then it can't. This either can't be true or it can't be not Erica and Will. Sorry if I'm rambling a bit.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I think everybody's running low on energy. Except for
Yeah. I think
Okay.
I think
I'm still
I'm
going.
ready
I'm
for
just-
my accusation. I think I've gotten all the information that I would have gotten, and any deductions I would have gotten without.
Can we get any clarification on, like, if this purple text is referring to the what if or is referring to the murder?
all I'll say is that if Nanjo is not a culprit, then this is red truth. This exact
Okay.
statement.
Okay. That is a fair reading of it. I think if this is red, then Hideyoshi and George are dead. If this was said by any witch in red, I would take it as Hideyoshi and George are killed.
Fair enough.
Or unless Eva or Kinzo are the culprit.
Mhm.
In that case, one or more of them could be alive.
I think that... Okay, you know how red truth is never context sensitive? So I think this is context sensitive. No, actually, red truth is like hyper context sensitive, come to think of it.
Yeah, it is.
So I think this is context sensitive. I think it's saying unless the culprit of killing Hideyoshi and George were different people, where it was Eva or Hinzo, and Leon confirms Kinzo's death. And so it can't be Kinzo, because Leon is definitely dead.
Well, who confirms
So,
Ava's death again?
It could be Eva, but Eva can't kill George or Hideyoshi.
Would you say Horsecan?
Oh, I was wondering who says Ava is dead.
Will and Erica say Eva is dead. So unless they're both the killer, Eva is dead. Which means that Hideyoshi has to be alive to do the 6th and 7th Twilight. But because of Nanjo's statement, Hideyoshi can't be alive.
So, meaning the culprit will be Erica, Will, and Ava? Or or does that include another person?
There could be another. This would mean either Eva and Erica, or just Eva, or just Erica, would kill the 6 at the beginning. Because Will can't do it because Leon clears him. At the very beginning. I think we're missing something still. I get the feeling this would be more clear if we found the last clue.
I'm thinking at the moment, Will, Erica, and Eva. That's my. If I had to go now, that would be my lock-in guess.
Technically
Yeah.
speaking, if Eva's a culprit, then we don't know who the bot victims are, which is a really silly loophole to exploit. I don't think I will take that as false.
I will say that if somebody like straight up lies, like
Yeah,
be
someone.
cooperating to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Hang on, let me go through these. So let me go through from 1st through the 8th Twilight and imagine that Eva and Erica did it. I think the 1st Twilight, Erica is super sus because nobody clears her. She tries to like do the classic like Among Us strat, being like, "Oh, I was with Orange and Teal the whole time," and then Orange and Teal are like, "Yeah, we were with Orange/Teal the whole time," and don't mention the third person at all.
And Hideyoshi has to be dead. So Eva couldn't have killed the people at the conference. It would have to be Erica or Will. It can't be Will. It could technically be Kyrie if she is a culprit. If Mushroom's theory is more on the money. Kyrie and I left at the same time as... Wait. This is valid. This is a valid red truth. Kyrie and I left at the same time as each other, and we've been together ever since. We can vouch for each other's innocence. Kyrie couldn't have committed the 1st Twilight, because Rudolph is definitely dead. Confirmed by 3 people. Maximum of 2 is the murderer.
Okay, so for the second and third Twilight, Erika has no alibi for killing Hideyoshi, and Will has no alibi for killing George. Yeah?
Will doesn't have an alibi. Erika can kill Hideyoshi, and Will can kill George. You're correct. Erika even says right here, she tries to be a sly little rat. She's like, it could have been me, but really it could have been Eva, Battler, Kyrie, Rudolph, or Kinzo, and separates it from the part of the text you'll be focusing on, which is exactly a meta thing that she would do.
It is definitely what she'd do. And then from there, whichever one, I can't remember which one is free around the time of the was it fourth Twilight? Yeah. Whichever one's free can let Eva in. Eva can kill Kinzo.
Yes. After
and then play dead.
Erika has been glued to my side since Hideyoshi was found. Similarly, after George was found, Will and I stuck together during our search for Eva. The only issue with this is Rudolph. With George dead, that's 8 corpses found altogether. Which makes, if we take this as a red truth and not a purple statement, because I feel like those have different connotations. With George dead, there are 8 corpses found. Oh, 8 corpses found! Ooh! That changes it entirely! I've been misreading this whole time. That's 8 corpses found. Kinzo and Eva can already be dead by this point. Never mind.
That would mean Eva has to be like that. Did the lying corpse with her?
Yes, she has to be the fake corpse because of Nanjo's text here. It can't be Hideyoshi or George because they're dead. Real quick, I want to go back and try and see Hideyoshi and George's text because I just found a good one with Hideyoshi because it's this one. Eva couldn't have killed the people at the family conference. Erika has to have done the family conference, I think. Who else was it? It was George.
I hate this. In the 4th, 5th Twilight, Leon clears Will for killing. Oh no, after George was found. No,
yes, after George was found.
George was the last one.
Which means there is a time after Hideyoshi is found, but before George is found, where Will could have let Eva into Kinzo's study, and then gone and killed George. Eva never technically finds out about that because she never rejoins with the group. No, wait, guys, I got it. I think I'm in on this theory because Eva works together with Will and kills Kinzo, and then Leon comes in and it's like, after we found George's dead body, whatever. And then Eva learns that Will must have killed her son. And so that means that she gets, like, incredibly grief-stricken and goes and kills people until she can get to Leon, because that's who Will cares about most. And so she tries to get to Leon first, but she can't, and Rudolph and Nanjo spot her, and she has to kill them. And then she leaves and waits outside for Leon to leave, and then shoots her, and then lets her bleed out because it would be more suffering, I guess. I don't know. Is that it would hurt more for Will. And then they go to the chapel, and Will, Erika, Kyrie, Jessica, Battler, and Maria are all there. They do the finger points. Will points at Erika. Erika points at Will. And then Eva comes in with a shotgun and kills Will in cold blood. And then Erika, for good measure or something. I don't know. I think it's Erika, Will, and Eva, but I don't think Erika and Will are working together.
Wait a sec, I found another bad one.
Oh.
Maria's one purple truth. The 6 of us have been together ever since we left the parlor.
That is hard.
Which I think includes Will, right? Leon, Jessica, Maria, George.
That is
Nanjo,
for Hideyoshi's death.
And Will, yeah. Oh,
the crime could not have been
that's right,
committed by
so
Leon, Jessica,
after
Maria,
that.
George, Nanjo, or myself. The six of
right.
us have been
No,
together
that's
ever
fine.
since we
And-
left the
and
parlor.
Erica-
I checked Erica's seals, they're
Erica can
intact.
kill Hideyoshi.
In other words,
Yep.
the only ones who
Yep.
could have killed Hideyoshi are myself, Eva, Battler, Eva who can't do it, Battler, Kyrie, the dead guy. So these are the only two viable candidates for this. We can actually simplify this really easy. It's Erica, Battler, or Kyrie for this murder. Like 100% Erica, Battler, Kyrie. I think we can lock that in because Eva can't kill George or Hideyoshi. Rudolph and Kenzo are confirmed dead. So
Yeah.
and Maria backs up these, and I'm pretty sure we have no sus on Maria.
Yeah, and she's also one of the people who lives to the end. So
Yes.
like, you know, unless she's one of the two culprits or two possible culprits in there,
Yes.
which I don't think she is.
I think
I feel pretty confident. Erica will Eva.
I also
think
feel really
that's-
confident Erica will Eva. I think Will and Ava are working together to get back at Erica for killing Hideyoshi. And then I think Eva finds out that Will kills George for whatever reason, and then goes on a revenge spree. And that is the rest of the Twilights.
Okay.
We don't have to, like, do an answer sesh or anything right now if people want to theorize for longer, but I think I'm locking that in as my theory.
I think, like, if we're just locking in culprits, I think, yeah, I'll lock that in too. I still need to think about what the most elegant order of operations is, but I'm pretty sure Kinzo can be killed by Eva, like, any time after the first Twilight.
Anytime
like,
after
that's
Hideyoshi dies.
Really easy to do.
I think.
So Erica can be the one to let her in, and just straight away. So that's easy, yeah. So yeah, no, I think that pretty much solves it. And then after that, Eva does all the killing. So Will only kills George. Erica kills like everyone in the first Twilight, and also Hideyoshi, and lets Eva in, and Eva kills Kinzo, and then kills Rudolph, Nanjo, and Leon.
Hold up, are we missing something on the Twilights? Van Dyne's 6th, it is forbidden to have a crime without a detective, said by Will. But
Yeah, but he killed someone.
he killed someone.
Did he say it in red?
It's not in red. The text on the detectives, the only red truth. Knox's 7th, it's forbidden for the detective to be the culprit. Van Dyne's 9th, it's forbidden to have more than one detective. If neither of them are the detective, both of those are satisfied. There is no red.
I mean, Kyrie even says, who says we have a detective? Yeah.
There is nothing that guarantees one of them is the detective. There is only each other, and if they're both lying and both killers, then they can both be killers. Here's the thing, is that Kyrie still has so much of my suspicion, but I don't see... It can't be her unless it's her and then also Ava. Which means that it's gotta also be Will and Erica, which means that she can't be it because that's 3 people in the chapel. I think Kyrie is just suspicious, and there's not enough to get her on it.
Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I think it is Will, Erica, and Ava. I think there's just... The Hideyoshi thing would work if they already didn't find the body. Like, if they said 8 bodies found, and I think it's close to working, it just doesn't work out as much. It would be fun if Hideyoshi was the murderer, but I think Ava just makes more sense. Because they don't... The only people that confirms her death are... not Leon, Will and Erica, who are the culprits, so they can outright say that. Though, like, if it's a bit weird, Erica would not confirm it, but it is a bit weird Erica wouldn't confirm it if your theory is that they're independent parties, like, because why would she be lying?
They might be working together. They are the outsiders. They are the outsiders.
Yeah.
Erica
being negligent in her duty to identify corpses? Never.
I just want to like go through and restate. Second Twilight, with George dead, that's 8 corpses found altogether. A corpse is defined as a dead human, which means in red there have been 8 corpses found. Hideyoshi is counted among those 8. So without Nanjo's text being a little scrimbly, we do have Rudolph saying in red 8 people are dead.
I mean, you could argue that whoever killed Kinzo could have done it like way early, like before or directly after the first Twilight.
It can't be
Doesn't
before
that
the
count as-
first
or doesn't-
Twilight because of Nanjo. Because Nanjo was with Kenzo before the first Twilight was found.
but like anytime right after the first Twilight,
Yeah.
and then the killer found the corpse. So then there's 8. Like that would be if I was still desperate for.
It is technically possible for it to be Erica and Kyrie
So
right after the first Twilight.
But that would require Rudolph knowing that the corpse was found, and that's I don't know if he would have that knowledge that Kenzo was already found.
He wouldn't
If
unless
Eva
he's
was
a
ruled
killer,
out
which
in
he's
some
not.
way, then I'd probably make the argument that you can find the killer can find a corpse, and that could count. Like
It was very Danganronpa.
Rudolph just has to be technically correct, right? Like he has to be correct that there have been 8 corpses found. He doesn't have to know why he's correct.
He has to be technically
Yeah,
correct,
he could be
but it
thinking
has
of
to be that they're
something
found.
and be wrong.
That
But,
is the
like,
thing that really seals it.
Yeah, I think it's Eva. Like Eva's is just too easy, and it doesn't involve doesn't seem to involve any stretching of the purple truth, like it would if I said that Rudolph was only technically correct.
So Kyrie and Will both say, no, Kyrie, Will, and Erica all say that the killer came from outside the guest house. The killer can't be anyone inside the guest house. The killer can't be any of the people inside the guest house for Nanjo and Rudolph's murder. Kinzo is dead. George is dead. Rudolph, words. The 6 at the beginning are dead. Hideyoshi are dead. The only people that are alive can't do it. We're confirming Nanjo's corpse through Leon's testimony, and we're confirming Rudolph's corpse through it being Kyrie, Battler, and Jessica, because I assume it can't be Kyrie and Battler are in on it and say Jessica said something and then she didn't, but Jessica's innocent. I assume she would rebuke that. Which means if they came from outside the guest house, the only person who can still be alive by Red Truth is Eva. The 6 at the beginning are confirmed dead by Nanjo. Rudolph confirms there are 8 corpses after George and Hideyoshi are found. Leon confirms Kinzo is dead. Leon also confirms Nanjo is dead. Battler, Jessica, Kyrie confirm Rudolph is dead. Leon is confirmed dead by white text.
Yeah.
I think we've got it.
Okay.
I think it's gotta be Ava, Erica, and Will.
Am I hearing a submitted answer?
I am ready for either Happiness of Marionette to start playing.
I am
or
ready
for
to
a
submit.
giant red wedge to like come flying out of my window and like pin me to the
I
wall.
can't wait till
I'm ready
all to be
for-
Battler the entire time.
It was Battler and his 6 Battler clones. They all count as the murderer
All right,
because they're the
let's
same person.
make it official. Who are the culprits?
Will,
Erica, Will, and
Eva. Yeah.
Eva.
No, that
Do
didn't
we need to
come
construct
mind,
like
though.
an end of Danganronpa chapter
I think
like theory?
instead I'll just show you this.
Oh.
You got it. Yeah.
Hey.
Congratulations,
We did it!
Hold on.
All right,
That's
that was so amazing. Great job, everyone.
Yeah, editor, whoever edits, what's that like one happiness song?
Yeah.
Like if I ever like winning. We did it! We solved it, but Des and Mushroom, they got it wrong.
Des said.
Des say?
Well, one of them said Will, Leon, and one of them said I've been taking notes. Oh my gosh, this was such
must
a
have been-
roller coaster of emotions as the author. Oh my gosh, stop sharing. I'm sick of love examination. That was like one of my favorite songs somehow in the soundtrack, but now I'm just, oh my gosh, all day, every day. But
yeah, as someone who like saved it to a listening playlist when I first heard Love Examination, like I became quickly quite thankful that it like made its way down in the playlist as I added new stuff, because like you can't listen to that every day.
yeah, it's such a good
This is a long
examination
episode.
and riddle song. But anyways, to get back on track,
Yeah.
it was absolutely incredible. From the very beginning, as soon as you reach the 8th Twilight and the finger pointing thing, somebody was immediately, okay, there are at most 2 culprits in the final 6, and I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I was conveying. And it was so awesome.
Yeah, I think you did really good on this. I think we could immediately suss out, because there were like 4 different options for who the fake body could be. But I think a 3-hour deduction period is pretty solid.
Yikes. Well, I did, when Aya, you were like, oh, 8 corpses found! I was like, yeah! That was such a celebratory 8 corpses found.
Yeah.
You don't think my bullshit about Hideyoshi actually being alive is valid?
I didn't think of that.
I think it would have been the best possible.
Yeah,
Happy Hideyoshi
Happy
with a gun would have
Hideyoshi with a gun.
made my year. Yeah.
He's like, hey,
this was
y'all."
definitely like the elegant, correct deduction
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah, that because like I actually had Hideyoshi and Will. I didn't have Erica because like Erica, I think of the 3 culprits is the one that's a little bit more obscure, because like you just have to reason just because of the 2 people pointing at each other that someone alive has to be the culprit. Erica makes no sense if you include Will. Will was very obvious because Will was pretty sus. Because you know that Will
was confirmed by someone who can't have been a murderer for a lot of the game. Leon confirmed him for like
I thought
9 deaths. Like
I
there
was
were like
so
11
scared.
deaths that Will couldn't have done. There was only one time he could have done it.
I was so scared that it was too mean when I had Leon said, oh, I've been with Will ever since George was found. And I was like, is that too mean? Is that too misleading? But then immediately all were on the 4th and 5th happened in between the 2 seconds.
Yeah, no, that's a good trick. That's a really good trick, switching up the order of the murders. Also, I just love that Will was like sitting here waiting for Leon to leave him alone for 2 seconds so that he could find a chance to commit murder, and he saw it and he sent it.
Bolted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it'd be the way that the deduction worked in my head is it pretty much went exactly as you did, but it was easier for me because, well, first of all, I already knew the solution, but how I would do it is I had a grid in front of me and I'd just like check off, okay, this person can't have killed this person. And eventually when you realize that there are at most 2 culprits in the final 6, and that based on and like every dead person except for Ava is confirmed dead by somebody. Once you realize that, you're like, oh, that gives everybody that gives Battler, Kyrie, Jessica, and Maria all alibis for the whole rest of the murders.
I really love the whole game of which one's the detective. Is it Will? Is it Erica? Who can you trust? And the answer is nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
Kyrie
too
coming in
many
with the folding
detectives.
chair, just like, there doesn't need to be a
Too
detective.
many cooks.
Yeah.
I was really rooting for the Kyrie theory because I wanted the ending scene to be that Erica is pointing at Will as the murderer and Will is selling out whoever killed Leon. I feel like that would be like peak. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Also, Mushroom wanted to say, Poky, you did an amazing job on this. It was a ton of fun.
Thank you.
Honestly, like this better than the EP8 Burns game. You did better than Burn. Because that.
Oh my gosh.
I want.
That means
I guess I
I
just say
think
like
this was
spoilers
really well
for the
done.
actual. I can't imagine anyone's watching this and not having actually played EP8. But
Yeah, we already warned about spoilers.
We've been making reference to Saya like a lot.
It already has Leon in it.
At the beginning.
something that really
Shannon and
annoyed me
Cannon.
about the original
Yeah.
Purple Truth game is like similar to this one. There is like a white truth that's really important, but like the one in this one is really memorable. It's like the one where people are pointing at each other. There's like a couple in there, like the keys not changing hands, but you could probably solve the whole thing without realizing that the keys never changing hands was important. I think there's one or two more, but like the two detectives pointing fingers at somebody in the room, and like that's so much more memorable, and you don't have to like. The thing about the Purple Truth one is in the EPA is you go through the whole thing and you're like, okay, cool, I'll just look at all these like nice menus they've given you, and like right in the middle of like you have to read through the whole narration again in order to catch that like Nanjo's dead, and then from there the whole thing like unravels and you can. Yeah.
Yes, it's like Sudoku. Like, it's so satisfying being like, oh, this is the case, and so I can use this one detail to fill in all the other variables, and you go backwards, and you unravel it like a jacket that you're pulling on a string, and you really shouldn't, and by the end of it, it doesn't even fit you, and it's made for a Pomeranian.
Speaking from experience, Aya.
Maybe. But no, this was super, super, super fun. I loved this. I would love if we could do this again, maybe. I'm not expecting you to make another VN or anything.
We'll see. What I've done is I've set the standard for if anyone else wants to do something else like this.
I still want to make my Christmas forgery, where it's just Maria and Erica arguing about Santa Claus the entire time. And then, like, at the very end, Battler comes down and is like, look, this is undeniable proof that Santa Claus is real, and it's not even, like, who's the murderer. Like, those are secondary. That's happening in the background. It's like, was it...
I thought you were going to say Battler jumps out with, like...
It's like, who in the mansion gave all the presents? The murders are secondary.
The Ushirimiya family secret Santa, where you have to figure out who gave which gift.
Now listen, Battler, you need to turn around the chessboard. You got something you really liked, but someone had to know you would really like that. Who could have given you this gift? She dies in the morning.
Santa Ushirimiya edition. I just want to say, like, I wrote this. So it was. I felt so good getting to write a story where Kyrie lives more than like a few hours.
Yeah, Kyrie never makes it to the end in Umineko, I don't think.
Yeah, I wanted to focus on some of the characters that I really felt like they didn't get to shine, like Jessica and well, I mean Leon wasn't there for the first few games, but like the idea of having. The whole idea started with, okay, so what if Erica was there? Because I was also inspired by the manga, like with the Purple Truth, which had Erica present. But I was thinking, what if Will was there and one of them they both claim to be the detective and one of them's lying and you have to figure it out. And I'm just like, okay, well, what if they were both the culprit and then they each had an accomplice and then like there were 4 culprits, but then I wound up with just 3. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. It has been 3 hours, so we should probably wrap
We have
this
just
up.
passed the 3-hour mark. This is gonna be a nightmare to edit.
Well, we haven't even done any anniversary stuff yet. This is just the...
Is this going up for October 4th?
October 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Roken Jima anniversary.
Yes.
That's what I meant.
This is going up for October 4th.
It's Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween and trick or treat.
Make sure to kill your billionaires today.
Yes, thank you for
Managed to get it right. Tell us in the comments. If you also got it wrong.
Yeah.
If you got it wrong.
If you got it right and it's a different answer than ours, please definitely let us know.
Yeah, if we,
Yes.
I want
Yeah.
to see Corey Coleman if they're still watching.
Yeah, I want to have the how
I wanna
Rosa
see them-
actually did this. I mean,
Yeah, I want to see them run
Roast.
with Ava. Ava killed someone, and she confirmed the bodies, and so none of the bodies are confirmed. And then go with that. That's your homework. I know you're listening.
All right. And with that, I think that brings this episode to a close. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed following along and coming up with your own theories.
Yeah.
And maybe make your own game
Yeah,
and share it with
it would
us.
be fun
That'd
to check
great.
out.
Oh, that'd be so cool to have like an audience submitted Forgery thing.
Ooh, could be. We'll never know until you try. So, all right. I think that's time to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Don't get murdered.